Isn't that point?
Hello, guys, and welcome to literally the first ever live Last Man Standing
In person
video that we're actually doing.
Basically, we are the only two out of everybody to meet, and it's the first time we met. So
this is mental, really, to be quite honest with you. Like, obviously, we've done all the other stuff with the predictions, the live reactions as well. That's all been remotely, but this is like the first one that we're going to do, and it's kind of like it's a weird one though, because now instead of looking at you for a TV screen, I just have to look at you like this. It's mental.
You know what? I don't know what to say. It's a bit weird. It's pressure. Because you're next to me. I don't want to. I got it outside you. I feel like, you know.
But we're not here just to talk about us being in front of each other. We are here literally to talk about NXT takeovers and rank them, really. So there's a lot of takeovers that we need to get through.
And the tier list has changed as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Tier list has changed now. So top tier is best decision ever made. Second tier, give me more. Third tier, it's okay. Fourth tier, what were they thinking? And the fifth tier, the final tier, is burn in hell.
Pretty much. I'm done. We're going to start with ranking the takeovers. And when we start with the first ever takeover, which is literally just called Takeover.
Yeah. So matches were. So this was the thing as well, because we were originally going to do notes for these.
We haven't had the chance. This was all on the fly. We only arranged to do this literally the other day. This was like, you know what, we're together. Let's just do it. Why not?
So I actually watched some of this.
I've already seen it. So
first match was Adam Rose versus Chamacho, who is now Tangaloa.
Wow, what?
Why
did I not know this?
Yeah, Tangaloa and Gorillas. Yeah.
GOD, fucking. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was like looking at it, I was watching it, I'm like, that's Tangaloa.
Wow. Yeah.
So
there was like nothing that stood out in the show, maybe the title match at the end.
I think, literally, I enjoyed the last two matches.
The women's title match, Paige and Emma. Was that Paige and Emma?
Charlotte and Natalia with closer. So Charlotte and Natalia win the
women's title.
Yeah, the women's title. Yeah, it was the vacant women's title, because this was when Paige moved up to the main roster, and then we've got Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd. Oh, this match made me miss Tyson.
You know what? I've always missed him. When I went back to when we first spoke about doing takeover rankings, I went back and watched like everything from the Anderson. So from this one to, I think it was Samoa Joe, Finn Balor around that time.
Mm. And I feel like for the first takeover, it did its thing.
Yeah, I agree, it did its thing. But saying that, if we compare it to everything else, and everything else it was. Sorry, there's a third person in the room, and they just was really slow and grabbed their headphones. She's not important, so she probably won't be on this.
But this was so.
I'd say it's okay.
I'd say it's okay, but I feel like it kind of left me wanting more.
Yeah, see, but that's his job. But like overall, I feel if we look at just the show itself as a single pay-per-view, as in ring work, compare it to what we're going to be speaking about, I'd say it's okay. But I'm willing to debate.
I'd say let's put it in. It's okay then, because it was like you said.
Okay.
It was okay. So next one is Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, the main event. I remember the main event.
Every match being a main event, Fatal 4-Way. So it was the Lucha. Well, actually,
that was the pay-per-view in 2010. Every match was a Fatal 4-Way. This one just had the main event.
Okay, so it was Lucha Dragons versus the Ascension for the NXT tag titles.
I'm over both of them, but no one was ever on them.
Then it was a 30-second match between Baron Corbin and CJ Parker, who is now Juice Robinson.
Yes.
Enzo Amore beating Sylvester Lavin.
The hair match.
That was the hair versus hair match.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah. Bull Dempsey versus Mojo Rawley. Charlotte versus Bayley.
It was decent. It showed potential. If you watched them back then, you could see.
And then we got Neville Tyson,
Kidd,
Breeze,
Sami Zayn,
and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, oh my god, that was a really good fatal four-way match.
So this is probably, I think this is before even Balor debuted.
Yeah, this was around when Neville was just getting off. No, was it Neville?
Yeah.
Neville was just getting off this title run, wasn't he? And Sami Zayn and Neville's feud was just about starting.
So Neville beat Dallas. By Dallas in that.
In case you didn't know, since we're pointing it out, Neville was packed. In case you didn't know, since we're pointing it all out. But yeah, no, this was around the time when Sami and Neville really started going like feuding towards like building towards Sami, taking the title from him in the end. But I'd say it was okay again. Like it's nothing special.
It's again, it's the last two matches. It's the same as the first one.
Yeah, literally.
It's the last two matches that have been the best match.
I think until the point where like they started like opening the mid card more. This it's going to be a lot of this for next shows.
I feel like as well. Ever since they brought in the North American title, the mid card doesn't feel. The mid card doesn't feel like they're not fighting.
The two takeovers before that. So in the War Games in 2017 had Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream. And the I know, but the match itself, but Aleister Black and even Takeover Philadelphia, was it? When we had Aleister Black and Adam Cole, that was mid card, and that was just
I feel like the mid card has only felt like since
2017.
Since 2017, it's felt like an established thing.
Yeah,
these matches feels like
when our Shadow Falls matches,
they literally feel like undercard.
Yeah, no, literally.
But I definitely say it's okay. But is it better than the first takeover?
I think for historical value, I'm gonna say no. But what do you think?
I say no because Tyson versus Neville was great. Yeah, and Natalya versus Charlotte was awesome as well.
I can actually remember that Natalya and Charlotte match very well. I struggle to remember which encounter this was between Bayley and Charlotte. Wasn't this the one with Sami Zayn, Takeover Revolution?
So Takeover R Evolution.
I'm sorry. Marks out there.
Yeah. So Kevin Owens versus CJ Parker. This was the debut of Kevin Owens.
He looked like a beast. He looked like a
even with the broken nose as well.
Yes.
Obviously, that was the only. It's not, but and then we got the Lucha Dragons versus the Board Villains. You know what really feels weird? All four of those people in that match now have been released.
Do you know what also feels weird? Talking about NXT tag team titles and not putting it on a high level.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, NXT tag titles is insane. But back then it was just a thing. It was exactly. Elite tag titles there.
Then we got Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger. It was literally a 40-second match.
Squash match, wasn't it? They put Corbin over. This is when Corbin was
This is when Corbin was like this whole entire thing. Yeah. Then we've got
when he had hair.
Yeah.
No hairline, but hair. Why didn't they just shave that from the beginning? He looks really cool now, I think.
I didn't mind it because it was probably him trying to hold on to it. But I feel like he wanted, when he moved up to the main roster, I feel like he wanted to shave his head.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then we've got the debut pretty much of Finn Balor versus Finn Balor
tagged up with
Hideo versus the Ascension.
That was a decent match. In them kind of matches, you got to judge them by did they do their job in getting the star over. And Finn Balor with this, he was already over, but this established him even more on American soil, I guess.
Yeah. And then we've got Sami Zayn versus Neville.
Charlotte.
Oh wait, sorry, Charlotte versus Sasha. Again, this is Charlotte versus.
It's good regardless.
It's going to be good regardless, even though this was them being really young in their NXT careers. Literally. This was still like an established thing.
With Charlotte and Sasha Banks, it's like you're either just going to get a good or upwards, and this was just at the good rank,
Yeah.
But the main event, as you're just going to go.
Yeah. So main event versus Neville. But this is the stipulation. I feel like everyone forgets. If Sami Zayn lost, he would have left NXT.
I feel like they would have just took what to the main roster if he'd lost. You would have just gone to Raw SmackDown. Yeah, but I'm so happy he didn't. That was a good match.
Oh yeah, it's a good match, but I feel like it's overshadowed by KO's apron bomb.
Oh, of course, everything, as we said in mine and yours rankings for the titles, everything Sammy did as a champion in NXT was overshadowed by Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But if we're judging it just off the whole, even that, if we're putting that into judging it for the show, that moment, I'd say this would have been the best takeover yet, because it didn't just leave you excited for the future; it showed you what you were getting. And it showed you that.
I feel like this is Give Me More to.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. I agree with that. I agree.
I feel like it's definitely a Give Me More,
especially with that ending. Especially with that ending, Give Me the match,
because it again, the Give Me More tier was kind of like it's leaving you with something else as well. It's obviously we're basing it off the stuff that well, but I feel like it built up to what we needed.
Yes, I agree. And the next one is Takeover Unstoppable, which had that.
Oh yeah,
was this the squash match? The squash match?
No, wait, no. This is. I've got these modelled up on here, so it's NXT. It's NXT Rival.
Rival. Okay, so was this the squash match, or was this the actual match between Sammy and Kevin?
No, this was this was the actual match.
This was a really, really good match.
So it was Atami versus Breeze.
That would have been a decent match.
Yeah,
that was a decent match.
Baron Corbin versus Paul Dempsey in an ODQ match. I don't remember Paul Dempsey.
Isn't that the guy that came out with John Cena once? Do you know that big bald guy? When Cena come out? No, it is. Honestly, if you click on his Wikipedia, you'll see. He came out with Cena once. He's a big bald guy.
No.
That's not... I have no idea who that is. We probably should, and we're probably going to get, like, slick. But I don't know who he is. And Corbin back then was just Corbin.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, Corbin didn't really have a gimmick then.
No,
it was just like, I'm the lone wolf, I'm going to beat you up. But it wasn't a gimmick.
No, it was just...
At the end of the day. And then we've got Blake and Murphy beating the Lucha Dragons. Blake and Murphy were great as a tag.
They were so underrated.
When they put them with Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, cool,
was
happy.
It Murphy with Alexa Bliss? Was it Murphy or Blake?
No, it was Murphy.
Yeah, good guy. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a good tag team, and they was like good. It's the same instance with the Charlotte and Sasha match. You know you're going to get good or up with Blake and Murphy, and this was
exactly. And then then it's Balor versus Neville.
Oh, I remember this match.
This was the number one contenders match.
Very good, very very
because
match.
this built to Balor versus KO.
Yeah, which by the way, that ladder match when we get to that, the Brooklyn match. Wow, but yeah, no, this was a good match. These two are really good, and together they were really, really good. Even if Neville wasn't at the level he was with Pac, he's still very good. Neville.
And then we've got the 4 horsewomen of WWE.
My God, this was such a good match.
I obviously read about it because at the time I was kind of like easing myself back into WWE.
Yeah,
I was easing myself back into wrestling. I did hear this was a very good match.
Very good. No,
and then we got KO versus Sammy for the NXT title, and he won that by technical knockout.
Yes, so he beat the shit out of him. He beat
the shit
swear that. I was going to build the hype and not swear. I don't swear. He beat that basically.
It was
to the hard time.
I feel like the first. So this compared to the ones that we've done so far. The last 3 matches were the best matches on the card.
If we look at what we're going to be putting in best decision ever, are you sure we're going to... If you feel like that's how you want to go...
I feel like Unstoppable, again, was leaving you with more.
I'd say it was better than our Revolution as well, so I'd put it above that personally, but,
so,
you want.
Yeah, Unstoppable above...
Was it Rival? Or was it Unstoppable?
No, it was Unstoppable. Okay. Wait. No, we're talking about Rival.
As we just spoiled where one of them's going to be, guys.
No, we haven't. We never know. But now we move on
to Rival.
Yeah, now we move on to Rival. Losing. No, wait. We've just done that one. Unstoppable. Jesus. There we go. Right.
We are professional.
Yeah, we are
not filming this in a makeshift place. And we are not doing this just off the tip of the hat. This was all planned out, and even this, we knew this would happen.
We are professional.
We completely are.
So the last one So now we get to Unstoppable. The mechanics.
That's
Revival.
That's FTR.
That's FTR versus the Vaudevillains.
That was pre-show though, so they probably didn't show that. Look, there's not.
Oh yeah, it's a dark match.
Yeah, it's a dark
so
match.
we don't even know what happened there. Finn Balor
and Tyler Breeze.
Finn Balor versus Tyler Breeze. This was when he brought out the Demon.
Yes, this
is the first time he brought out a Demon Balor.
2.5 3-star actually, because obviously there's like it was. I feel like they've really missed a step by releasing Breeze. Oh yeah, definitely, especially his
because this
when he came back to NXT.
So this is the first time. This is the first time we've actually spoken about the release, like his release.
On the channel?
on here, because I haven't done a news video for it.
You're slacking, Tyler.
I know I am. I didn't do a news video for it, but at the end of the day, I feel like Breeze was supposed to be released before even this. Before he even got to TV, he was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
So I feel like he proved himself time and time again over.
Yeah,
but it was a great match again because Balor and Breeze cannot have a bad match.
No, I agree, and I feel like,
they've well and truly screwed him by releasing him. There was so much more he could have done. He could have gone for he could be in the NXT title picture.
No, 100%, or at least the North American title. At least I remember did he have a cruiserweight title match with?
He had a cruiserweight title match.
San Francisco Bowl, Kushida.
Santos.
That was a really good match.
But like this is the thing as well. Breeze deserves more, and I'm hoping wherever he goes.
AEW.
Impact.
Really?
No.
Impact. The only thing they're booking right now is Kenny Omega.
No,
and that's not even them booking it.
No, and the X Division.
Josh Eggland, okay.
I give him props for the X Division.
Yeah, that match with TJP.
Yeah, I give him props for the X Division. Because this was the other thing. I said this to Callum the other day. I never used to watch Impact.
Oh.
I used to hate Impact with a passion.
I watched it around 8 season 8. Do you know where
I didn't when it was an 8 side. This was me. So this is 10-year-old Tyler screaming, going through all the channels, and I see, oh look, what's this? TNA. Why is it an 8-sided ring? Turn off.
Oh yeah, that one. That, you know what? Yeah, that I wasn't a fan of that, but it gave TNA its own image, I guess. You know, like Octagon kind of thing. You know, but yeah, no.
Then we got Bayley and Charlotte versus Dana Brooke and Emma.
Yeah.
Dana was still green.
Emma was
good, but Dana was like really green.
Yeah, but Dana's like not that good now either. I had no offense. Like she's good at one thing, and that's
Baron Corbin and versus Rhino.
Wow, that sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, Rhino is not good nowadays. And
but this is I feel like him going back to NXT was a really good thing for him.
Personally, maybe for a personal thing for him, but
for
maybe
personal
for fans to watch.
For
if he wants to sit down with Corbin versus Rhino.
Fans maybe not, but for like a personal thing.
I got from my last time, but I'm not taking off until I win the title. By the way, so Trevor, if you're watching this, I'll be taking this off in 2 weeks.
Then we got Blake and Murphy versus Big Cass and Enzo, but they were calling him Colin Cassidy.
Yeah, I remember that. Actually, I remember that.
Oh,
yeah, no,
making our way to the ring, Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore.
You can't. He's got 2 C's, and you can't teach that. You can only be born with that. Or WWE change your name to that. But yeah, no.
Colin Cassidy. Colin is literally my granddad's name. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna be going around. Oh, Colin.
I don't know. What did you see your granddad? You know, like, hello, no, your granddad, did it?
Yeah, but like
you're
it's like
big Cass granddad. Don't ever do
no. But it's like coming. It's like watching. It's like turning around and say to you like. It's like talking to a guy in a pub and go, oh yeah, my name's Colin. Like, that's a typical.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry, Tyler. But yeah, no, I am agreeing with everything you're saying. I'm just trying to be funny, but yeah.
This is the thing as well. My name's really common.
Is Jason common? Do you know what I don't like? Maybe people like Mason. And it's like, you stole my name. You just changed the letter. Like, you stole my name.
Just change the letter.
Just literally.
And then,
a thing that happened on the show. Like, it wasn't anything special. Enzo Amore in WWE, he didn't do nothing good. I hated him.
And then Banks versus Lynch. Again, this is
I'm pretty sure this was a good match. If I remember watching this.
This is Lynch before she became the last.
Yeah, but Lynch could still work good back then. She didn't have the gimmick down, but she could still work good back then.
And then we got KO versus Sammy in
a glorified.
This was a no contest because I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Kevin just kept hard. Samoa Joe came out at the end of this. I remember Samoa Joe came out and just stared Kevin Owens down. So this has got to be Give Me More purely because of that. Just because this not only did this establish Kevin as a big dominant heel, but it also said, look guys, we've got Samoa Joe.
We have
Joe.
This guy.
Yeah, Kevin's big in that, but look, Mr. Impact himself, AJ Styles. I'm joking, Samoa Joe. Brooklyn, yes. First Brooklyn, I'll say now, so I'm biased. First Brooklyn's got to be best decision ever, purely because of the Sasha Banks and Bayley match.
So I'll put it in there, but then we'll run through the card. So we've got Juice and Liger versus Breeze, great match.
I remember that. Yes,
I've gone back.
I saw him. That's how I found out who he was.
I've gone back and rewatched that match.
Yeah. When I found out who he was through NXT, and then when I realized who he was in Japan, I was like, wow, he really just came to NXT for 1 or 2 matches. Like, wow.
I know. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we've got the Vaudevillains with Blue Pants, which is now Leva Bates in AEW.
Okay, I don't even know if she was Blue Pants.
You know the librarian.
I know, but I don't know Blue Pants. I know Leva Bates.
And then Blake and Murphy with Lex Bliss. This is when Blake and Murphy lost the tag titles to the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, Vaudevillains were decent.
I enjoyed Aiden English's work after Vaudevillains.
Rusev Day,
the Rusev Day stuff.
Did you know Miro Day doesn't sound the same? Miro Day doesn't sound the same.
It's Miro. No, it doesn't work.
You can roll your tongue Rusev, and it's like Miro. What was that? Oh god, so it does sound the same.
Yeah, and then
Bayley and Sasha Banks.
No, we've got Cruz versus Dillinger. It's a match.
It existed.
Exactly, it's a match.
Bayley and Sasha Banks.
No, hold up. We haven't got to that bit yet. Then we got Joe versus Court.
You put Joe over.
Yeah.
Technical submission, you won that by 10-minute matches. Can we talk about the 2 really good matches now, please? I'm excited. Okay, Bayley and Sasha Banks. Wow. Talk about taking what women's wrestling has been known as the definers and flipping it on its head. Wow. Not even just the historical value, that's the match itself.
Yeah.
I put that as my match of the night.
It's like the match of I feel like it's the best women's match in the last 10 years.
Oh, obviously. And it was at that point.
Nowadays,
there's so much with Bayley and Sasha Banks.
It was at that point. Again, it was at that point. It was the best match.
Yeah, no, agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
And they really over delivered, considering there was.
But this is the other thing as well. This is before Bayley was This is before Bayley had the heel turn. This is when she's Hugger Bayley, and to be honest, again, I feel like this match was the best decision ever made.
Yeah, especially this. If it wasn't for this match and these women, we wouldn't have the Revolution. Nah, we should rank all Evolution pay-per-views.
What?
Exactly, that was the joke. And we got Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match.
I feel like these 2 matches could have switched.
Oh, so much. Yeah, no, I agree. No, because I'm happy the next one, Takeover Respect.
Yeah.
Bayley and Sasha that main evented in the Iron Woman match. But my favourite spot I'd seen, I remember up until this point, because I'd gone off wrestling, come back and caught up.
Yeah.
Finn Balor's coup de grace off the fucking ladder. Sorry, off the ladder. Onto Kevin Owens, and I was like, oh, they're going to make this look phony, but he just stumped on him. He just dropped and stumped on him. That wasn't a mess up clap, by the way. That was just a representation of the stomp. But he stomped on him, and I was just like, wow, okay, this is.
I definitely think it was the best decision ever made.
Yeah, and I feel like this, if it wasn't for this Brooklyn, we would not have what NXT is today.
I feel again, this started the upward of
this ascent of NXT, not ascension, because they were bad. They weren't good, is what you're trying to say in the play.
Yeah,
they were. Takeover Respect. The only thing we need to talk about Takeover Respect, you'll see when you go on it. Was the
This is the other thing as well. I don't know if you guys have heard. Have you heard that like Connor of the Ascension's a bit of a twat?
A bit more than that. I've heard he's proper.
He's
naughty man.
he
can't swear, can we? So
no, but so there's this face. There's obviously I'm just going to talk a little bit, but there was this guy on. So there's this guy that runs a wrestling group chat, like page on Facebook and everything like that. It's called for the love of pro wrestling. I think that's it. Or no, it's the other one. It's the pro wrestling Facebook group or something. The one that I put you in with the
and they have like Eugene on there, and they have
so
Facebook wrestling fans or something.
Yeah, so he was supposed to do an interview with them, but their channel for some reason Zuckerberg zucked it. Yeah.
I thought he said an F, then I was about to clap really hard, but no.
Basically, and then the guy was sending an email over to him like, "Oh, sorry, we can't do this because our channel got zucked and
it got zucked over, got zucked in the arm."
And then it was like, "Oh, not my problem," and just didn't do the interview again.
Well, I mean, that's
just
a bad move.
So Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe.
This was it's this.
This was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus the Mechanics.
IFPR. If that had happened nowadays, people would be screaming.
Yeah.
But back then they were the Mechanics. So you had a car problem, you'd be called Dashing Scott. Scott Dawson.
Yeah. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder.
Sounds like a reindeer, didn't it? On Saturday. Dash Wilder.
Then we got Corbin and Rhino versus American Alpha.
They should have given that to Alpha.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Alpha is so. You know what? Yeah, I think a couple of takeovers after this, it was Revival and the Revival versus American Alpha.
Yeah. Then we got Asuka versus Brooke. So this was the first takeover match.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was just a squash, a long out squash.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute squash.
Yeah, literally, like
because Dana is.
It was Brock Lesnar versus Zach Gallows.
Just stop the damn match.
Push past his mum, flip him off the stretcher, spit mist in her face. I'm joking.
Jeez, yeah. Then it's Apollo versus Tyler Breeze. Again, like I said, Breeze can't have a bad match.
Nah.
Apollo's gimmick was just smiling around all the time.
Just that guy that was happy to be alive.
He was just like he was that guy that was happy to be there.
Yeah, he's like, you know, that one friend that you don't like, but everyone else comments, you're like,
yeah.
It's the Callum, basically. You know, he's the Callum of NXT, except Apollo wins sometimes.
You know that one friend that you just invite round and just smiles all the time?
Callum!
That's Apollo. Finn Balor and
Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin and Rhino in the final
with the Dusty Cup.
This was just like
this was
predictable.
It was predictable, but this was leading up to the Samoa Joe heel turn.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me here. I'm pretty sure. Turned heel that night, didn't he?
No.
When did he turn heel?
He turns heel on
it. Yeah, I remember he turned heel in the tag match, didn't he? Pretty sure
I'm pretty sure he turns heel on it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do it during the Dusty Cup.
He
does it. He had a title. This was the thing. This was the thing. I think it was a tag title match.
Yeah, I get
on NXT TV, and that's when they turned.
Which you should all watch, by the way, because if anything to go on now, we're going back to glory days of 2018 and 19. And
then Bayley
versus Sasha Banks. And they outdid each other in the space of.
This was in a 30-minute Iron Woman match.
In the space of a month, they outdid each other to what they had done before. So everything we said about that.
I prefer the Brooklyn match.
I think I prefer this just because I'm more into the theatricality of wrestling.
I feel like this one.
Wait, which is the one where Sasha Banks came out when she saw that Bayley fan, the little girl? She just like ripped there was the hairband.
I think it's the first one.
No.
It was Respect. It was Respect.
I have a lot of memories about this. I am just sweating.
I feel like this was like almost like a give me more, but it's like one of those ones that was like the best decision ever made.
I feel like we should put it top of the give me more, second best decision ever made. Either choice is yours.
I think we'll go top of give me more.
So 1 second. Who's this?
So next up, it's NXT Takeover London matches. So we got American Alpha versus.
That was dark match.
Oh, just
Yeah.
no. Yeah, those are on. Yeah, why? These are on NXT.
They used to do that because I remember they did Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne at the first War Games for the UK title in dark match, and that ended up happening on NXT.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So
the first match would be
the first match was Asuka versus Emma.
I don't really remember it,
but
I'm guessing they had a good match.
I'm getting bored of Emma.
Yeah.
I just got bored of Emma. Next up was.
Dashing Dawson.
No, wait. Yeah. So it'd be
the Revival
versus Colin, Big Cass, and Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
They were never going to win that at that point. No. I honestly think they were never going to give him a title.
No, never. There was no. Yeah, they would win a title.
Unless. But I feel like at the time they were never going to give.
At the time, I feel like, do you know how Samoa Joe got brought in and they said he wouldn't get called up, he just stayed in the NXT roster? I feel like that's how they were treating them, like, either way it works, it don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing to write home about, I guess, that match. The next match was Baron Corbin versus Apollo.
Again, nothing to write home about.
Smiley Apollo versus Corbin Baron. Literally, that's all it was.
It's no gimmick versus no gimmick.
Yeah, probably flippy shit. Probably him trying to stop Baron trying to stop the flippy shit. I remember the two matches I remember here on this card was Bayley versus Nia Jax, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one we're gonna get to next.
Yeah, Bayley and Nia Jax. That's a decent match. Yeah, it made Nia look like a monster.
Yeah, and now look at her now. She botches like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, back then she didn't, so she was okay.
Okay, back then she didn't, but right now she's just like botch.
Yeah, and the main event was Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe with it.
Yeah, so this was always going to be the main event. Yeah, at the end of the day.
What do you mean? I'm pretty sure there was arguing the case of the Revival versus Apollo.
No, but this was.
That was a joke. Apollo and Certified G's versus the Revival and Baron Corbin.
But at the end of the day, this was always going to be the main event because it was in London.
Yeah, of course. Even though Finn's not from London.
Yeah.
But WWE don't pay attention to stuff like that. I guess.
No, they don't.
You're not from America. You're anywhere.
I feel like because of the first two matches, the last two matches. Okay. I feel like it's okay. Top of it's okay.
Yeah, I'd say okay. I'll agree with you when it comes to that.
Yeah, top of it's okay.
The next one is Takeover Dallas.
I wouldn't. It's not anything to write home about.
Nah, my mum don't love me that much. So if I wrote to her about every show, it'd just be plain.
So Takeover Dallas.
Oh,
American Alpha versus the Revival.
Yes,
this match. Absolutely ruled.
This is a coming out party for American Alpha.
This match ruled.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Not the best match of the night, but
no.
Very good. Very good.
Ruled. Then Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin.
You have a personal vendetta of Austin Aries. I don't know why. I've never had it explained to me. If you can say it on camera, please do.
Okay, I'll say it on camera, yeah?
Okay.
Alright. The reason I don't like him is this whole philosophy of him. He can't. His business. He hasn't got a great business mind, right?
Right.
He thinks because he was at the top of the food chain and Impact and all that, he thought he could come in and absolutely wreck the place. But don't get me wrong. He was a good wrestler.
You have to admit though, his match with Neville at Mania should have at least been on the DVD. At least,
yeah, it should have at least been on the DVD. But what I'm trying to get at is that and the fact that his last run in Impact, his last actual proper run, was him in Impact. He lost,
all I remember is no selling this game.
And when he lost the Impact title, to Johnny
Impact,
or Johnny Impact,
whatever you want to call it,
Johnny Impact, he absolutely didn't. He just got up and walked away. There was no selling. There was no celebration for it. There was no milking it like you're supposed to do as a wrestler.
Saying that,
and this whole anti-mask situation pisses me off.
Saying that though, he did have some good matches with Phoenix and Penta.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fine. But if we're judging on, that's your opinion That's cool. Yeah, again,
based on my opinion,
this is just who's he facing? Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. It's a nothing match.
It's just a match to show off Austin Aries on his first ever takeover, I guess.
It's Baron Corbin at the end of the day.
Baldwin Baron.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to introduce the next match, or am I?
Nakamura versus Sami Zayn.
Oh my god!
This was like the best match on the card.
Best match in my opinion, best match, and up until this point, best match in NXT.
Yeah,
for a long time as well afterwards. But yeah, this was a really good match. Wow.
Yeah.
The whole strong style. They showed that you can. I feel like it was this match that showed that you can do New Japan matches in America.
Yeah, because you can have the strong. You can have a strong. You can have like the Japanese strong style wrestling.
You almost had a John Cena situation there, didn't we?
Jesus, maybe. Don't come at me. But
so all 0 people that watch in China, don't get mad at us.
At the end of the day, that's what you can. That's how I saw it. It was like you can have a strong style match within WWE, within the NXT bubble.
I feel like if it wasn't, I feel like 2016 was really the year that the work rate wrestling kicked off with WWE and NXT. And I feel like this is the match that ushered it all in.
Then we got Asuka versus Bayley.
Good match. This is a
good match. She won. Bayley passed out, didn't she?
I'm pretty sure she did.
And this was leading up to a time where she was going to be debuting on the main roster.
Yes, because
she didn't end up debuting on the main roster for a while
until after August. Right, her first
didn't she get injured?
No, she had a pay-per-view. It was a Battleground. She teamed up with Sasha Banks right there in Charlotte.
Yes.
She went away and she came back. She had another match with Asuka at Takeover Brooklyn 2.
But
then she came back to the main roster properly. Her first proper main roster match was Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks at Clash of Champions 2016.
And then the next match is Balor versus Joe.
They ain't going to deliver a bad match. They're not going to deliver a bad match.
I believe this was just normal Balor.
Yeah,
because it was Demon Balor.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Demon. It was in London. No, the last one was in London, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was Demon. It was Demon Balor. It was Jack the Ripper. Demon Balor.
I remember that with the chainsaw.
In London, yeah, in London. Then it's this one, and then I'm pretty sure it's the next one, which we'll get to. Next takeover, which we'll get to, which is the cage match.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say give me more on this one.
Yeah, I'd say at top of give me more, to be honest.
Yeah,
purely just because of that. Say the tag title match. And the Zayn versus Nakamura match really pushed that over the top for me.
Top of Give Me More.
Yeah. So next is Takeover the End.
Takeover the End.
Which had...
So this was back in Full Sail.
Yeah.
And
Tyler told me a fun fact yesterday. This was actually apparently supposed to be the end of Takeover. Like the name Takeover.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the end of Takeovers. And that's why I think... That's why they called it Takeover the End, because it was supposed to be the last ever takeover they were going to do. And they were just going to start doing like network specials, but they're doing anyway, but like they can do network specials.
And they were just going to do like, so instead of calling it Takeover Respect, it would have just been called Respect.
And this is why it wasn't in like a big venue.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be a goodbye to Full Sail or something like that. It was a goodbye to the NXT takeovers. So that's why they didn't do it on a bigger stage.
Yeah. What matches?
So first match was it was Andrade versus Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
It was
there.
It wasn't. It's not the guy that we have right now.
And it's not all 2018.
It's not 2018 Andrade, and it's not 2020 Sean Spears.
Mm.
Because I feel like Sean Spears doesn't get enough credit.
I feel like he's good for what he does, but I'm not going to say he's a really good wrestler.
He doesn't get enough credit. That's how I see it. I don't think
I haven't seen enough of him. I always thought he was quite bland.
Yeah. And then Revival versus American Alpha. Again, these two could not have a bad match.
Brilliant. Was this a 2 out of 3 falls match?
No.
I mean, that must have been that. I think that was an NXT actual NXT
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was on the takeover. It is on a takeover, which we'll probably get.
No, but that's with DIY. I went about with Alpha. They had a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Did they?
I think it was on TV.
Might be.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
And that again. American Alpha could never have never have a bad match.
Especially the revival. Masters of Tag Team versus Masters of Tag Team, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I felt like it was world's greatest tag team versus the Brainbusters.
Oh God, yes.
That if we ever got that match, it would be this match.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. Then we got Nakamura versus Austin Aries.
I like this match.
I like it
purely because it was Nakamura, someone who I barely knew at the point, going up against someone who I'd known from TNA, Ring of Honor.
But like they're building. At this point, they are building Nakamura to beat Joe.
Yeah, which he did, which we'll get to.
Which we'll get to, and then we got Asuka versus Nia.
Yeah.
Asuka.
I've never really liked them to work together.
No, they don't. They don't have chemistry.
No, they should have known that at Backlash, and then
they don't have any chemistry. Full stop. This is where Asuka versus Nia in any capacity should have stopped.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with
but
that.
They kept on it and on it and on it
because Asuka's Nia's the big bully, and Asuka's I'm the undestructible champion. But they could have done it with so many other people. The next match,
this is it. And then Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor in a steel cage match for the NXT.
Kind of
yeah, it was, because the only thing everyone remembers is the Muscle Buster off the top.
Yeah.
And the Muscle Buster that won it, that won the match.
Kind of underwhelming. Maybe I'm not remembering it, but
I feel like this match is good for one thing. It is the only time the Demon has lost.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
And he still hasn't lost on the main roster.
No, he hasn't. Has he?
Demon Balor hasn't. But this is the other thing as well. Royal Rumble 2019.
Yeah.
When it was Brock versus Finn.
It could have been a Demon.
Why didn't he bring out the Demon at that point?
Because they wanted him to lose. Because he was meant to lose. I'd say this is okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd put it just behind the first takeover.
So just behind.
Yeah.
So third in it's okay.
Yeah.
So next up, Takeover Brooklyn 2.
If I remember right, this had a match I think very underrated. I think it was Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. Maybe I'm wrong.
So we've got Tyler Jinder versus. Oh wait, no, these are not even the matches that are supposed to be on. Don't ignore me. So we've got Austin Aries versus No Way Jose.
Yeah, I remember that. Actually. I'm starting to remember these takeovers properly.
No Way Jose is not
good.
It's just a character.
Yeah, literally.
He was built for the main roster because he was just a character.
A gimmick. All style, no substance.
Yeah, Exactly. Bit like us.
I'm a pretty deep person.
Then we got Emma Moon versus Billie Kay.
I'm pretty sure this was just to put Emma over.
This was a glorified squash match. This was like 4.5 minutes of just.
They needed to fill time as well.
They needed to fill time.
It was there.
Bobby versus Andrade. This was Bobby Roode's first ever takeover. I believe he did have the glorious stuff at this point.
I'm pretty sure he came with it.
Yeah.
Came with the glorious stuff. I don't know if he had yes, glorious, and everyone goes along, but he came thinking.
Yeah. Then we got the Revival versus DIY. They cannot have a bad match.
I'd say every match I've seen, the DIY and the Revival is 5 stars in my opinion.
They can't have a bad match.
No, I agree.
And then we've got Asuka versus Bayley.
Yes, another really good match. The rematch was better than the first match for me.
Yeah.
And the main event itself was so good as well. Samoa Joe lost, didn't he?
So it's Nakamura versus Joe.
It wasn't that long. I was pretty sure it was about 20-something minutes.
It's a 20-minute match, but it flies through.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's strong. It's like a strong style versus like a big ass Samoan.
So yeah, my thing is I'm big on 40-minute epics and that, but I also like short matches that can feel like that.
Yeah,
and that is one of them that can feel like that kind of epic, and I think that was I'd say this was give me more just behind respect, but in front of
just behind respect, but in
Is that rival or a rival?
Rival.
Okay, yeah, just in front of rival, but behind respect. Oh, this next one though. Toronto.
So next up, Takeover Toronto.
We're hitting that stage of NXT now where it was what we know it to be today.
Right, we've got Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger.
I'm pretty sure this was actually a good match.
Yeah, it will be because it's a 20-minute match.
Yeah,
near off.
Very good match.
It's a near off 20-minute match, which is mental. Then we got the Authors of Pain versus TM61
in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it was. It was the tournament final match
really
with Paul in a shark cage.
This was really good at putting them up.
It was an 8 minute. It's an 8 minute squash.
Yeah,
it is literally just an 8 minute squash. It's mental. It's mental. Like, it really is.
Yeah, what's the next match? Was it DIY?
So DIY versus the Revival, 2 out of 3 falls.
Oh wow, this is probably one of my favorite tag team matches I've ever seen.
It is one of the greatest matches that I've seen with them.
The way in their last match, Gargano didn't tap, and the last thing that made him in their first match he tapped out. They put him in the same move and he didn't tap, and it was so sweet because in the turnaround they made both of the Revival.
They made both of the Revival tap in the
psychology, the in-ring work, everything.
It is a great match.
Right, chef's kiss, perfect.
Then we got Asuka versus Mickie James.
I don't really remember too much.
Neither do I. All I know is Asuka won.
I feel like it was good, but I can't.
It's mental. It's honestly It honestly annoys me the fact that Mickie James has been released. Like, absolutely annoys me.
She's doing something with the NWA now.
But it's the NWA.
Yeah, well, just be happy she's got a job in it.
I'm happy she's got a job.
She's not collecting trash bags. She got her stuff.
Then we got Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke.
And Joe won it back this time.
And Joe won it back. This was like,
really good match.
It was a really good match, but it felt like it was a premature end to Nakamura's work.
Yeah, but he won it back
he won it back, but it just felt too premature.
Yeah, I feel like there was no point. I understand the whole.
It was like, I'm pretty sure.
I'm better than you. We're equal. Anyone can win, but it just felt like hot potato. On the very next pay-per-view to
it was like a hot. It's like between the takeover and the takeover. Really, it's between 3 takeovers that they lost this match. No,
they had it at this one, and they had it at the last one, but the next one's Roode versus Nakamura.
No,
it is the next pay-per-view. The next takeover is Roode versus Nakamura.
Right. So Toronto, where do you think we're gonna get?
Give me more, but I'd put it in behind Brooklyn.
I'd put it behind Brooklyn. Rival. I feel like Rival can go at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Because I don't really remember much.
So, we filmed this in 2 separate days.
Shut up. What are you on about? We've been sat here for like 24 hours sorting this out.
Literally, we have. One more day closer to my birthday.
Toronto.
One more day. I didn't see
San Antonio.
I gave up seeing my child just to see it for 24 hours. Both of them. So if my kids watch this when they're older, I love them both.
So Emma Moon, I hope. This is what annoys me is the fact that they put the NXT. Doesn't matter. But Eric Young with Sanity
versus Roderick Strong and his team.
No, this is against Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, I get them confused.
This was a good match.
I didn't really like it.
Again, it wasn't. It's just Sanity wasn't doing. Sanity was like not with it at the minute. Not
speaking of Sanity, we listened to on the car ride here. We listened to Killian Dane's Damo's shoot interview with Adam Blampied.
Yeah,
you guys should really check that out. It was
And Damo, if you're watching this,
I'd take you in a fight.
Message me for an interview, man.
I'd love that. I'd be the one interviewing him. Carry on.
Roderick Strong versus Andrade. Andrade was on this downward thing.
This was downward before he got with Selena Vega, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was kind of losing.
This is the Andrade that didn't give a crap.
Come out with the hat. Do you remember?
Yeah, this is the Andrade that didn't even care to be there.
Yeah, Andrade was decent. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Then we got AOP.
That's the DIY.
Yeah,
This was a really good match.
This is just the set. This was building up to the Tommaso Ciampa heel turn.
Not only that, this was building up to the triple threat at the next one between Revival, DIY, and AOP.
Yeah,
but this was a good match. This was
a very good match. And then we got the Fatal 4-Way: Asuka versus Billie Kay versus Peyton versus Cross.
Yeah, I didn't really get this. It was just there.
Yeah, it was.
But the main event on this show, very good.
Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke.
Oh, that
it's good. It's definitely good.
Shinsuke stopped because Roode was injured. Then Roode hit him with his finisher.
Yeah.
And then capitalized on it. It felt like Triple H. Yeah, at this time watching, it felt like Bobby Roode was going to be the next Triple H. The way he moved, the way he held himself as well. Yeah. He was wearing suits and all that. Like he didn't, and it was like he played his role to perfection. Yeah, I'd say this is Give Me More, but just in front of Revolution or Unstoppable. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah, I'd say top of one. I would. Yeah. I feel comfortable with that being there. Okay. Yeah. Watch us. We put it all wrong. One of you guys suck each other off while you guys sit there and agree with everything you do. Haha, nerds. Right. So Takeover Orlando. Yes. Right. I'm on the right ones now. So Sanity versus Cassius Ohno, Roderick Strong, Ruby Riott, and Ty Dillinger. This was a decent match. This was decent. It was pretty good. Good opener. Yeah, it's a good 12-minute opener. Like Killian Dane was at this point. He just left from WCPW, and this is the first time he was going to debut. And he said in his interview he was supposed to debut during the UK tournament. Yeah. So yeah, I'm. It was great. I don't know. I haven't really watched this one back. I think this one might be the one I should really watch back. It's good. No, it's good. It was good opener. Good opener. Then we get to the AOP versus DIY versus the Revival versus DIY. AOP versus DIY versus the Revival. There's too many levels. 5-star match for me. This was brilliant. This was an elimination one as well. Yes. It came down to Revival got eliminated first. He was like, "Can they do it?" And then the look of disappointment. If you pay attention to Ciampa, you can tell something was coming. Yeah, this was 5 stars to me. So I've just got to open the door because it's spotted. It's stuffy. Yeah, it is. Like AOP is great. I think around this time AOP was really great. Yes, AOP did their job right. Yeah, they did their job right. It was decent. Like DIY did their job right. The Revival did their job right. You know? Yeah. It's just that, I feel like definitely 100% they all played their role to perfection, and the fact that this led to the ladder match that they were going to have with AOP as well. And this is a good way to put a neat little bow on the rivalry between the DIY and the Revival. Yeah. And then we've got Asuka versus Ember. This was a good match still as well. This was building to Ember finally taking that title. And it never happened. She won it. She takes it off. Vacant. Vacant has won more titles than anything. Yeah, he takes it. She takes it off Vacant, and then that was a hard fought match. Yeah. She had to go through 4 other people as well. She went through a steel chair on fire with photos of Johnny Dripper on there. And then Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke. This is just as good as their first match. It's a half hour classic. Yeah, I'd say this is the best decision ever made. Yeah. Yeah, you agree with that? Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But is it a top of? No, it's not top of it. I'd still say Brooklyn one was better. Yeah. But this was very good. Chicago. Oh, you already know what match this ruled. Yes. Let's go to it. So, Roderick Strong versus Eric Young. That happened. It was a good. I feel like it was a good story going into this one. Yeah, it was like him trying to manipulate
family and stuff like that. I think because Roderick was kind of like put down as this family man. Then we got Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate. This was a match and a half.
Brilliant. I actually rewatched it recently, and my nan. My nan was like, I didn't think two people so small could do things like this. Well, nan, this is NXT.
It was high. It was spot after spot. It was hard hitting. It was British strong style at its best.
Beautiful. I feel like that match was on a WrestleMania. That doesn't fit out of place. Most of these matches, yeah.
And then we got Asuka versus Cross versus Riot. It's a 10-minute match. It could have gone for a bit longer.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it, but I feel like it could have gone on a bit longer. As you can tell, I'm mumbles today.
And then we got
Hideo Itami versus Bobby.
4 stars for me. That was a very good match.
This was. I'm pretty sure this was Itami's only title match.
Title match. Yes, no, it was.
And then we get to AOP versus DIY.
I think this is
for the ladder match.
Give me more, just because of that ending. Bro.
It left you wanting more, but I feel like this is the best decision ever made.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Because it led to the stuff that it needed to lead to. And when Ciampa came back, oh my god. And the fact that Gargano took the bullet for him as well, like that ladder shot.
That face, that looked gnarly. But yeah,
he took that like a champ.
He took that straight to the face.
He took that straight to the face, and it didn't feel like 20 minutes. No. It felt like half an hour. Definitely. The way that they were going, it felt like they were going at it.
When they were both on a ladder each, and DIY was on ladders, and everything was done. They both jumped off.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there was the spot where they did the Super Collider in the middle of the ring as well, and they did it into the ladder.
Best decision ever made.
I feel like it's top of the best decision ever made.
That's fine. If you want to place it there, that's cool. I placed enough in the first, so I'll let you take on this one.
I feel like it's top of best decision ever made because it led to NXT the way NXT is now.
Yeah. Next is Takeover Brooklyn.
Takeover Brooklyn 3. And we are going to get into this one. Right, Andrade with Selena Vega this time versus Johnny Gargano.
Good match. Not as good as the match we're going to be discussing in a minute.
But
still good. Decent opener. Good opener.
Yeah, it's a good opener. And it proves how much he changed with Vega.
Yes, it was a good way to stamp that.
Yeah. And then we got Sanity beating AOP for the tag titles.
It was a hot fight.
It was a hot fight. It was
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah. Well, no, because it was Eric Young and Wolf that did it. It wasn't Dane and Wolf, but it was still a big fight. Still had a big fight feel, and AOP could go in there and absolutely smash anyone.
Shame they was wasted on the main roster.
Oh yeah, 100%. They should have kept him with Paul Ellering. 100%. And now looking at them, they've been released. And then we got Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. Good match.
Decent. This was underrated. Very underrated match.
Yeah, it's an underrated match. It's a good match though. Very good match. Then we get to Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode.
The main thing I remember about this match was the way Roode sold that Claymore. He just like spun.
He sold it. He sold that like death.
Yeah, literally. He sold it like he'd literally booed in the face.
Drew felt out of place in that.
Yeah, completely.
Drew felt out.
His entrance. Bad guy.
Oh yeah, I liked it. I
probably loved his entrance, but too much. You're weird.
No, it didn't come out to post-go lottery.
Some boys not It's not Drew, Callum. It's tax man. He wants to know when to spend the post-go lottery. I'm joking.
But I feel like it was a decent match, but it felt like McIntyre didn't belong in NXT.
So McIntyre was the Trent and Trevor of NXT.
Yeah,
just there because someone
he's just there. He was just there. I think the reason he was there was because he didn't want to go straight to the.
And I think WWE wanted to see how the fans were reacting.
He didn't want to go back. He didn't want to go back straight to main because he knew what NXT's like, and which is fair enough because he was doing this pretty much on WCPW, doing it in ICW, doing it, even when he went to Impact, he was putting on indie style matches. I feel like
you think he's a good wrestler who's well adjusted to different styles. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop taking the piss.
I'd say this would be it's okay. Personally,
do you think it's better than Takeover London?
Yeah, definitely, bro. No, this next everyone now. I'm excited to talk about.
Lads, guess what?
War Games.
It's fucking War Games.
It's coming home.
It's fucking War Games. I just swore. Oh well.
It's coming home.
We're
allowed to be in good spirits.
I'll just leave it.
Well, Euros final today.
We're filming the second part the day of the Euro.
Yes, day of the Euro. We had a bit of a problem. Yesterday there was when we were filming, we had was my birthday soon.
Yeah.
We had like a little gathering within socially distanced guidelines. Don't worry, we didn't break them.
Yeah.
Don't pull that face. But anyway, we had to kind of go travel very far to get someone, come back, get someone else, and by the time we was doing this, it was late.
Yeah.
So we had to stop, and now we've got a chance to actually be alone with no third person. For spoilers, the third person was Sasha.
But again, at the end of the day, we're still filming it, and it's still the first video we're doing. Both of us sitting next to each other, and
I will let you all know that we was going to film the Euros live, but it's not like with wrestling. You can know when to jump out of your seat. And
this is gonna come out after the Euro.
But still, I don't want to be on this live streaming anything with Euros because I'll be swearing and saying stuff I shouldn't be saying.
So we got
no money for us then.
Lance. We ain't getting money anyway. We got Lance Sullivan. Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno. It's a nothing match. It's just a squash.
It's Cassius Ohno. It's Lars Sullivan's favourite kind of match. Big men, big sweaty men just banging on each other. Lars Sullivan's favourite kind of match. Cassius Ohno was underrated though.
Then we got Black versus Dream.
Oh, I don't care what anyone thinks.
Okay. I said this I said it with the North American Championship match. North American Championship ranked them. Go back and watch that, by the way. Where I said with Callum, as much as the guy outside is a scumbag, I kind of had to take away. I did say this with him. I was like, I needed to take away the fact that I tried to differentiate the person to the character, but I couldn't. Because of what happened.
Well, for this match, I will.
For this one, I am going to make an exception because the mind games were plentiful.
Say my name.
Yeah,
and then he just says it at the end after he cut the fight. Alistair sits there, cross-legged, Dream's on his front, and Velveteen Dream. And he thought it was Alistair who said it wasn't. It was the FBI who's in Lucid Dream.
Mind games are plentiful.
I'm probably going to close the door.
Yeah.
It's rowdy right here. England's crazy at this time of year. Yeah, we understand. Have a horn.
This is great. I've just got to keep this all in. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to keep it all in.
So basically,
it's rowdy outside, which is fair enough because
it's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
Right. So Emma Moon beating Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce for the vacant Women's Championship. But really, there was a fifth person in this, and it was vacant.
That's my answer to this match. I'm just going to try and swear every time it's boom. I missed it that time.
It's a 10 minutes.
Look, yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep this all in.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's fine.
I don't care. I'm keeping this all in.
In my defense, I would go tend to stop. It's a bunch of kids out there, and I'm not trying to hit on no kids or bully no kids.
Right. So yeah, it was a decent enough match. It was Emma won it. but Ember really should have won it from
Asuka.
Asuka.
And then Asuka could have got up to the main roster.
Yeah, with us not worrying about Charlotte beating the streak.
Yeah.
Because
it's like they're scaring it. It's not going to want to come home if that here. If that's all it hears when it gets home. They're scaring you from wanting to come home. Sorry. Let's get back into
then we got Andrade versus Drew. This
didn't Drew get injured?
I feel like this match come to an abrupt end because he was injured.
I feel like I think Drew was meant to keep the title and lose it to Aleister Black. That's what I personally think. I think they only threw it on Andrade as a late shift with Drew's injured. But this was not much.
This worked wonders for him.
It made Andrade. It showed us all who he was.
Now we get to fucking War Games.
War Games.
War Games.
Why does it sound Australian? War Games, like good day, down under.
Good day. We're going to go down under on the War Games.
War Games, that sounds really sus.
Because we ship on the Barbie.
Yeah, you save yourself there, yeah.
Yeah. Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong
versus Sanity.
Excellent match.
This is probably the best way that they can really introduce War Games back.
This was the best war. I feel like out of all the War Games matches we've got, I feel like this is one of the best ones.
Yeah, not the best.
Not the best.
Personally, can I say my best one?
We might get to it.
We definitely will. It's Ricochet, Team Ricochet versus Undisputed Era. Ricochet, Paul Raiders, and Pete Dunne.
I love that one.
That's my favourite one.
This is my second favourite one.
I'm a man of the taste.
This is my second favourite one because AOP used Roderick Strong as a battering ram, and it was awesome. The fact that they threw him from one ring across the other. We've got the we've got the big like Van Daminator.
I only knew that was called that today.
Yeah, exactly. The Van Daminator. I sounded Australian then.
The Van Daminator, mate.
From
I'm sorry,
Dane,
is very professional, guys.
From Dane to Kyle O'Reilly, he sold that like a champ. Was it this one where he's got the chair in hand and he goes to bop someone
and it hits him back in
the face?
I'm pretty sure
it's either this one or it's the one with Team Ricochet.
I don't know.
It's one of the two. It is the greatest. It was one of the funniest
comedy, whether it's coming out going like this. I'm laughing because I just remembered Adam Blampier said something that I can't repeat. Do you know when he was watching the Finn Balor Kyle O'Reilly match? He's watched favourite matches.
Yeah.
He goes Finn Balor putting Kyle O'Reilly playing the guitar on his big. He's like on Finn Balor's arm against his big tick.
Yeah. He's just I feel like Kyle O'Reilly's been great ever since he debuted to
even
now.
In Japan, he was good,
even in Japan as well. But like, we'll get to some of the bits, but we'll get to the takeover. We'll get to the takeovers.
Give me more.
Yeah, 100%. This is top of Give Me More because I feel like they could have gone for an hour in that War Games match.
It's pretty much almost did. Not quite.
It's a 40-minute match.
Yeah.
They could have gone for an hour and it wouldn't have felt like it slowed down.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Edit this out, yeah. Can we take like a 2-second break?
Oh.
So I can just share my phone.
Right, so next up, Takeover Philadelphia.
Oh, yes.
Right, before we even get into the discussion, I'm putting it
first out of everything. Yes.
Best decision ever made.
At this point, this was my favourite takeover.
So, Undisputed Era versus AOP for the NXT tag titles.
Whew.
This was like a
great tag team match.
Yeah.
It really helped Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly look more as a unit than they did before. The fact that the little guys, the heels, used their brains to out wrestle the big guys. Oh, it was perfect.
A great sell job by Kyle. I'll never forget that sell job where he's been squashed by both of them. I think
I know you're right.
And then he runs into them, walks up the apron, and then falls
off. Yes, it was like, yeah, I remember that. Brilliant.
Perfect. Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno.
They start their horn when we start recording. They weren't doing that a minute ago. They were just seeing this coming home. Like, this match was just happened. It happened.
Yeah. Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler.
Good. This made Shayna. Ember won by DQ, didn't she? Or Shayna won by DQ?
No, but she won.
Was it a roll up?
Ember
So it's a screwy finish.
I'm pretty sure she won by. Is this one where she dislocated her shoulder?
Yes, I think where Shayna.
That's where she. No, when Shayna dislocated her shoulder and she pops it back in, or is that against Kairi Sane?
Don't know.
I can't remember, but either one. This was great. This is a good match,
and it made Shayna look dominant.
And it made Shayna look dominant, even though she didn't win.
Yeah,
this was like Ember's desperation of like she needs to hold on to this title, and it feels like the next time she fights, it's going. Yeah, she won't be so lucky. Black versus Cole extreme.
Oh my god, that spot, right? So the first spot I want to talk about was the backflip, kendo stick to the stomach, or when
timing was.
How about we talk about when Aleister Black dropped Adam Cole's spine between two chairs? The tables, the table spot with Aleister Black outside of the ring.
Meteor into like the announce table.
Or we could go into one bigger, the ladder spot where Aleister Black flipped Adam Cole and he landed on his ass on the ladder.
Yep. I watched that one cringing, and then he come out on the next night in the Royal Rumble.
I don't know how we did that.
Taped up. How that guy was not dead, I do not know.
But that match was very good. Very good. And do you know when that match finished? I was thinking, no way are Andrade and Gargano about to outdo these guys.
No. And then they did. Wow. This match.
Is this what your favourite NXT match is?
This is my favourite NXT match in like the ever since NXT's been around. This is my favourite match.
This match was perfect. It's not my favourite, but it was perfect.
It is the timing, the story, everything was perfect.
See, someone else was here about yesterday. Sasha was here, and this is the match.
Yeah. We spoke about this with the. We spoke about this on NXT Takeover.
I will always mention it because I don't get credit. You didn't mention me, but yeah. So this match here is special to me.
Straight up.
So him is special for a different reason. This is when he met his boyfriend.
I'm gonna slap you.
Slap the mask off me and expose who I am. Don't have got enemies. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. My humor's not ready.
Right. Next up, New Orleans. This is the second best decision ever made.
Second best?
Yeah.
You said it was your favourite takeover, right?
This is right. Okay. This is my
I have to put this first from now on, for now until my favourite, purely because every match on this for me was almost 5 stars.
I feel like this is okay. So we've got Adam Cole, EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Ricochet, and Velveteen Dream.
Wow, this is a good match.
The NXT North American Championship ladder match.
You know, my two favourite spots in this match was when they were throwing Ricochet across the ring, and when Lars went through one ladder with 2 wrestlers, and then Killian went through the other ladder with the 2 wrestlers.
It was a hoss fight. It was EC3's breakout, EC3's and Ricochet's first match and breakout matches.
It was a mix of matching loads of different stuff in one.
It was different styles.
They established a really good champion. I wasn't around for the North American title ranking, but in my opinion, Adam Cole was the right person.
I can't remember what we put him, but he is pretty high in what we put him in.
Shayna Baszler finally beating Ember Moon. This was on by knockout, and this was
this was good. She passed out in the clutch, didn't she?
Yes. This was a very good match.
Yeah, very good match.
This match we're about to talk about was very good. The heel turn, everything.
This was awesome because it wasn't
Era versus AOP versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong.
This wasn't just for the Dusty Cup.
It's for the tag titles.
This was the tag titles as well, and it was perfect. The fact that Roddy stood over both Kyle and Adam.
And
I just remember him ripping the armband
Adam
off.
Cole's face was like
sticking it on, and he's like,
yes.
But then but it was like the shock of it, and then he goes, smiled. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Then we got Black versus.
This was really good as well. I'm sorry, no one gave this match enough credit because of the main event, but this was a really good match as well.
This was a really good match. But as well, you could switch the unsanctioned and this match, and I feel like both of them could have main evented.
Yes.
Both of them was main event.
For storyline purposes, though, I'm happy that Gargano and Ciampa main event.
Then we got Gargano versus Ciampa.
Wow,
it's just
Wow. Yes.
The storyline coming off of it
was brilliant.
The storyline going in it,
and the fact that the story didn't end there. This was just the first chapter. This has to be the first best decision ever made, in my opinion.
I think it will. I think it is.
For now, it has to be.
It is my favourite takeover.
Exactly, but it's not mine. But we'll get to mine soon.
It is
a year off of mine.
It is my favourite takeover of all time, and it is. I feel like it's one of the best takeovers of all time.
Definitely one of the best. My top 2, but not number 1.
Then we get to Takeover Chicago 2.
This was with the socially distanced black mass, as you called it.
Oh, yeah. This was the 6 foot. Yeah. This was like the worst.
Raheem Sterling away from the goal and shoots.
This was Kane missing that penalty.
Oh, that hurt.
He still put it in. So
that's what she said. Fuck's sake. So I'm the wrong kids here, not him.
Shut up. So, Undisputed Era versus...
This was a Burke and a Lorch. This was
Birch and Lorcan.
Oh my god, I call him Burke and a Lorch. But Birch and Lorcan.
This was great.
Danny Lorcan. This was underrated as hell.
This was good.
The whole tag scene, by the way, for this coming up now, yeah. Oh my god.
The tag scene over the last 3 years in NXT.
The Undisputed Era. Boom. Yeah. I was going to say generation, but we're not giving them. We're not giving the Undisputed Generation. We're not giving them. We're not giving them. That was a shoot, brother.
Yeah, this was a really good match. Then we got Ricochet versus Dream.
All I really remember about the build up to this match was that anything you can do, I can do better. And Ricochet just flips out the ring, stands in front of him.
Was this one? Was this one?
Yeah, that was this one.
It was because the build up was where he jumped, flipped out of the ring,
and he landed. And he was like, "Right, your turn."
I did like the little mind games because Dream was wearing Prince Puma gear.
Yeah, and do you know what I like about this as well? It's I feel like with Ricochet overall in his career, we've never really had to see him battle mind games. It's always been flippy shit.
Yeah.
I can say that and not swear because it's a wrestling term that everybody uses. It's not a swear word, kids. But remember, if you're in school, you say flippy shit. I'm joking, don't do that.
And then it was Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross passed out in the clutch, you remember?
Yeah, she did, because this built it up to Cross. Yeah.
Yeah, she passed out.
Yeah. I feel like Cross should have won it at some point. I feel. I don't know what he's on about.
It's Trent talking about Chick-fil-A. We're not shocked.
Yeah.
That was me who took that shot, not you. Don't worry, I'll be the one.
Then we got Black versus Sullivan.
Wasted.
This was boring.
I don't like Lars Sullivan.
He never should have been the title.
I liked him. Yeah, I liked him in like a Rumble or
in a Rumble. Yeah, he should have never been this much. They should have never built him to that title.
They didn't. They just threw him in there.
They literally just put him.
Yeah, literally just like we need to sort the face out of Black. We need to make him look strong. I guess visually him beating someone the size of Lars Sullivan looks.
Yeah, it looks great, but you had Killian Dane.
Oh, that would have been such a good match. Oh my god!
You could have had. I'm pretty sure Tommy End and Big Damo actually had a match somewhere.
Yeah, definitely, they've had to.
And they could have used that. They could have used the fact that they did, and they could pull like little Easter eggs out from their old matches and all that. Match. And this would have been so. I think they might have been in the main roster at the time. But
this was 2018. They came up in 2019, didn't they?
No, I'm pretty sure.
They came up in 2019 because I remember on the same thing that they came up. It was what do you call it? Shane McMahon and Roman were feuding, and the Undertaker came back at the same Extreme Rules to their match.
Might be.
Do you want to double check? Do you want to fact check?
Nah, it's cool.
It's not that important.
just tell us in the comments
that we're probably wrong. We are. Yeah, we're probably both wrong. It was probably 2020.
But like, it was Black. It was literally Black. This was the Black Mass that was the social distance Black Mass.
Yeah, you stole that from me, by the way. I was so close to saying that. You knew I was going to say it, and you was like, I'm quicker than you. And you said it.
Yeah, it was.
Ciampa and Gargano 2.
Street fight.
I didn't like this much as the first one, but I liked it a lot more than the third one.
This was because it was the Chicago street fight.
I like the tie-ins that they had to that match.
Yeah, I did as well. I liked.
And then, bro, the way he took the wedding ring.
Yeah.
and I thought Ciampa had lost. But then, do you know what? Yeah, I can't say nothing good. This match really got me into thinking. This is the first time I was actively mad at a babyface for trying to hurt someone too much. I was like, "Oh, you just messed it up for yourself, bro."
Didn't Ciampa win?
Ciampa won. Because Gargano got back in the ring after the floor being ripped up, and he got hit with this Widow's belt.
It was cool. Yeah, Widow's belt. But he was. This is the other thing as well. He done that handcuff.
Yeah.
And the way he pinned him as well. It was like it was trying to do the worm all over him.
The backward worm.
But again, it was still a good match.
It's very good match. Still 5 stars. Not as good as the first one, but better than the third one we had.
So, where are we going to put this one actually before we start? I still
behind War Games personally because of the world title match wasn't.
There was no. I'm pretty sure there was no North American title match on here.
No, Cole was champion. He had a match. He was shooting with like EC3 around this point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'd say it's second to Give Me More. Takeover Brooklyn 4.
This is Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah.
Ricochet and Adam Cole. That super kick.
Yes.
Oh, that super kick.
This is the. Yeah, so we got Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain.
Oh, that match was so good when Trent Seven was going to throw the towel in again, but he didn't. Oh,
this was awesome.
Yes.
This was awesome because at the time Bobby Fish was still injured.
Yeah,
so this was where Roderick Strong kind of like took his place. But this was awesome.
Brilliant match. This was a 5-star match. They had another match. What was it before on the NXT Takeover? Like TV show. When
they did it on NXT. Yeah.
Very good. Very, very good.
Because they did it on, I'm pretty sure they did it on the first NXT UK as well.
No, they did it on a tour, didn't they?
Yeah. And then Velveteen Dream versus EC3.
Yeah.
It was a nothing match.
It was just
EC3 felt like EC3 from the start felt like a main roster talent.
Yeah, but when he came to the main roster, he got he didn't talk.
Yeah, it was just bad. Then Ricochet versus Adam Cole. If it wasn't for the last man standing match, this would have been my favourite match on the card.
Yeah.
Because that super kick was timed to perfection. It was.
And just think of how many times you would have had to take that. They would practice.
Yeah. But like, Adam Cole has got such good timing.
Yeah. From the kendo stick shot.
From the kendo stick, the kendo sticks and the super kick. So there's like he's got the timing. We'll get to one of his other one of his other very perfectly timed super kicks a bit later on in this. You'll
make sure don't forget to bring up.
What you're saying. Then Kairi Sane versus Baszler.
Decent.
I feel like this is the one where Baszler dislocated her shoulder and she bashed it into place.
Probably. Finn Balor did that first though.
Yeah.
SummerSlam didn't he? 2015 Seth Rollins.
Yeah, when he pulled it out and it was just But again, this was a good match. I was glad Kairi Sane won.
Yeah. Well, I weren't really because she lost it and Baszler won it back that week later.
Yeah. I feel like it was a bit hot potatoed.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. So.
And then Ciampa Gargano last man standing match.
So not their best match. I think their third best match.
This is not their best match.
But
no,
it's still a very, very, very good match.
There's still the story.
I think this is Give Me More, and it's just in front of Takeover Respect, NXT Takeover Respect.
So it's fourth of Give Me More.
What do you?
I still think I feel like we're on the lines at the minute of the best decisions ever made, but I agree with you with this one where I feel like take the Dream versus EC3 match out, and this would be a perfect.
Yes, no, I agree.
This would be a perfect card.
Yeah.
This would be best decision ever made.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like it can go in. I agree. It's above Respect.
Is it above London? No, wait, that's not London. That's Dallas. Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. There.
Yeah.
War Games 2.
It's time to go to War Games.
Again.
I don't know why. This is the one we were on about.
My favourite War Games matches on here. Plus, can we not forget Gargano versus Black.
Gargano, yeah, good.
And Ricochet, no, Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream, and the women's 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah. So we've got first one was Riddle versus Cassius Ohno in a
squash. I remember that he just came out at the very beginning and he just literally didn't beat him. I remember that.
This was when Matt Riddle was being built up to be an absolute destroyer.
Bro. I think he's not going to do that, but bro.
Yeah. I definitely built him up to be this big guy, and he deserved everything. He deserved this at the end of the day because Cassius Ohno wasn't that good in NXT.
I'll tell you what, a match I saw between him and Daniel Bryan and PWG.
Chris Hero, I feel like Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno.
Oh no, he won't like that.
It was a good song. Oh no. Oh,
Baszler, how you saying the 2 out of 3 falls match.
This was only 11 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's what in a stipulation like that with the rivalry they had.
This should have gone a bit longer.
Yeah, it was. I'd say this was a 3-star, but we get to the next match.
Then we get to Black versus Gargano.
Oh my god, this match was so good.
This was.
Do you know what I like at the end because obviously Black had been attacked by someone.
Yeah, it was Gargano.
You know what Black said at the end of
after
he told you all your sins, and then he hit him with the black mass.
Yeah, and then
wow,
it was perfect, absolutely perfect.
Even this match between Velveteen Dream and Ciampa was actually very good.
This was good because of the mind games
and the fact Ciampa was the only person in the whole night to utilize both rings in a War Games match that wasn't War Games.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he used the metal plate in the middle.
Yeah.
Because technically Cupid part of the ring, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was smart. That big ball there, the big ball brain.
Now it's time for some War Games.
This is my favourite War Games match ever.
Pete Dunne and Ricochet with the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era. This was the second match, so they kind of needed to come out of the gate strong with this.
And they killed it.
And they murdered it.
Do you know what spot I always remember? Do you know when they all come out to Pete Dunne because he's locked in his cage?
Yeah.
And they're laughing, pointing their fingers. And Pete Dunne just can't ace them all of them.
Yeah. This went about 50 minutes, almost an hour, but it doesn't feel like it because it goes.
And it's the kind of match I like, epic.
There's breaks in matches. There was a break in this match, but it wasn't a massive break.
Yeah, it was kind of like a slow, let's just beat up on the bed.
Yeah, it was like, and that double moonsault spot.
What, with Ricochet?
Off the top.
When they're all climbing up the cage, and then it's just bang, Adam Cole is up there as well. He gets pulled down, the Ricochet's up by himself, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
It's just something that I feel like he could do off the ropes.
Yeah.
It's him and Ospreay is one of those people where I feel like they can just do anything off the ropes.
Yeah, literally. No, literally, I agree.
Yeah, and I do like the ending where, because Ricochet had the NXT North American title and Pete Dunne had the UK title, and they both climb up the top of the cage to celebrate, and they stare at each other, and this led to the unification match.
Like we said.
This led to the unification match.
No, that was
winner
before
takes all.
that. That's what
Was it?
Yeah, because first it was a triple threat, and then it was
of course.
And
Yeah.
And he drew up with it.
Yeah.
I'd say this is the best decision ever made. This has to be above. This has to be behind Philadelphia. Behind Philly.
Behind Philly.
Yeah, definitely.
Behind Philly, in front of Chicago.
Yeah, definitely.
So next, Phoenix.
Oh, there's 2 matches in here that I remember off the top of my head.
So. Right, okay. So, War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era. This is where they won the tag titles.
This is good.
Kyle O'Reilly sold his arse off.
He always does.
And he always does. Yeah. He always does it. And it's awesome.
Beautiful man. With his big Adam Lampier, as we call it. Playing the guitar on his... This is a really good match.
This was great. It was
It's like a coming out party even more. War Raiders went from attacking the Undisputed Era at Brooklyn to being into the War Games to having this, and it was like a coming out party for the mainstream.
It was War Machine versus Is it Red Dragon? Yeah, Red Dragon. So Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno.
I didn't like this. I didn't care about this until the end when Cassius Ohno was like, "Oh, I'll spot you now, I'll spot you now, I'll spot you," and then like Riddle picked him up, and then hit him with the bro to sleep.
Yeah, bro to sleep.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet.
Oh my god.
So many near falls.
So good.
So many near falls.
So good though.
But it was I think what I liked the most was when Ricochet put him in the Gargano escape for a time.
No, I like when Gargano went to hit it wasn't then, but now it's called the One Final Beat. He jumps down. And Ricochet held him up.
Yes. It's just a great match. It had high spots, it had technical spots. It was this kind of proved that Ricochet wasn't just a flippy guy.
He can be technical.
He can be a technical guy. Then we got Baszler versus Bianca Belair.
This wasn't Bianca now. This was Bianca when she was coming into herself. So it's a bit different. But it was okay. It was good. It did what it had to do. Gave Baszler a challenge, which is what she needed. This
was good because it kind of showed what we're getting right now.
I guess it showed what we could be getting,
it kind of showed, exactly. It kind of showed what we're getting right now with Belair as SmackDown Women's Champion. That's how I feel.
I get that.
And she didn't tap out or anything like that. She passed out.
Yeah.
Which also shows how good she is.
I agree. Now the main event, Aleister Black
versus Tommaso Ciampa. This ruled.
It's a very good match. Very, very good match.
It's a half hour of mind games.
Heavy hitting as well.
Beating the other living piss out of each other. Perfect. I feel like this is best decision ever made.
Yeah, but whereabouts? I'd say personally before the Orlando.
So before Orlando.
Just before last.
Yeah. Okay. So next up is Takeover New York.
This is my favourite Takeover.
I thought this was going to be your favourite Takeover. Do you know why I think this is going to be your favourite Takeover? Walter versus Pete Dunne.
And Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, my actual favourite match in all of NXT history.
See, I know him.
I told him 10 minutes before we come on.
No, you didn't.
I'm joking. The start though.
Right, so War Raiders versus Black and Ricochet.
Oh, this match was so good.
Black and Ricochet won the Dusty Cup. This was awesome. This was the spot of the night for the spot of the match for me was when he picked up Hanson.
Ricochet.
Ricochet picked up Hanson, fall away slam, and then he kicked up afterwards.
I like how they was like showing that you guys are big, but we can be big, and the guy's like, you'll flip, we can flip as well, kind of.
And this was then when they were moving Black and Ricochet to the main roster, which was fun.
So the next one is
Riddle versus Dream.
It happened.
It wasn't the greatest match.
Now, Pete Dunne versus Walter. Oh my lord!
I felt bad for Pete Dunne's chest.
Oh my god! Oh, not even just that. It's Black as well. The amount of times he got picked up.
25 minutes of pure British strong style.
When Walter like debuted in NXT UK after Takeover Blackpool 1.
Yep.
I knew immediately.
It's a scary match. It is a scary match.
Not as good, by the way, as Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate versus Walter, but it was still very good.
Then we got Baszler versus Bianca Belair
versus Shirai
and Kairi
I think this was a good mix of what we had, what was in the past was the same, what we had with Baszler and what was coming with Belair and Shirai.
Yeah.
So it's a good match.
Good match. And then we got Gargano.
The best match in NXT.
2 out of 3 falls.
Oh, this was Flair, Ricky Steamboat.
Because he wasn't it Gargano got one straight out of the gate.
No, that's the
other one, isn't
yeah,
it?
when Gargano got himself disqualified deliberately.
Yeah. This was just
immense.
This was 5 stars. Yeah. This was awesome. This was unfortunate because of what happened with Ciampa. Because Ciampa got injured, he had to vacate it. We had like this little tournament for it, and then it was
what we did was Gargano already had the number 1 contendership.
That was it.
And we had a fatal 5-way match between Adam Cole, Aleister Black, Ricochet, Matt Riddle, and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, and I'm glad Cole won.
Oh, me too.
And
I personally thought Black or Riddle was going to win. Well, I was over the moon when
again, it was just awesome.
I love how no matter what or who was throwing at him, Gargano stayed.
I love the spot where the Undisputed Era come out and he tornado DDTs Roddy.
Yeah, off of
Kyle. Because he's kicks him off and then.
You know, that's why Adam Cole's about to hit his finisher.
Panama, sorry, right?
Yeah, where he kicks him and he drops something.
Oh, last shot.
Yeah, and he ducks and then the Gargano.
Yeah.
You go, that was so good. We can argue about this, but I think this is top of best decision ever made. I'm willing to argue that with you. Purely because Walter and Pete Dunne, you got the tag team title match here.
I feel like every match here delivered.
Yes.
And I feel like up and down the card, this was a perfect takeover.
Yes.
I agree with you. Top of best decision ever made. But we can go back again and look through. But at the minute, it is top of best decision.
Takeover 25 next, isn't it?
Yes. This was in a smaller venue. This was
the matches were smaller as well.
Yeah. So we got Street Profits versus Oni and Lorcan versus Danny. Oh, I've just said that. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, the Undisputed Era, and Forgotten Sons.
Oni and Lorcan. I know. Both of their names today. Both of us have.
And this was the vacant match. Yeah, but this was the vacant tag team titles.
That's the most champion of the time.
I mean, he won by himself. But the only reason they got them was because of wasn't it the Raiders was going out to the main roster? Yeah. This was a great match. I'm glad the Street Profits won this.
Me too.
Because they also, why they were NXT tag champs, they were going to Raw doing like these little advert things, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of proved that they were worthy.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, and then we got Dream versus Breeze.
It happened. It was good. It was a breeze to get by.
It's a breeze match.
Yeah, it's a breeze to get by.
It's a breeze.
Yeah, literally.
Then we got Baszler
versus Shirai. This is what led to Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai the next take.
Yes.
So this was. But this is where Io turned heel. It wasn't for this match.
She turned heel in the cage.
Yeah, but this is what we put in a position to a certain extent.
Yeah, it might have been. And then we got
Adam Cole versus Gargano.
32 minutes of pure technical storytelling. Wasn't great as the 2 out of 3 falls match. I'd give you that. But again, great match. I feel like this is best decision ever made.
Yeah, I feel like this goes behind War Games. What do you think?
What isn't like give me more? Decision. Oh, sorry, behind War Games. Yeah.
What do you think?
Behind War Games in front of Chicago.
Yeah. Do you agree? Or?
Yeah, I agree. So next up, because we are Toronto.
This was decent.
This was good. I enjoyed this.
Match between Velveteen Dream, Roderick Strong, and Pete Dunne.
So,
and the tag match in the beginning.
So we got Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era.
Good.
This was. I feel like this was a return of Bobby Fish, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because Roddy was going for the North American title. This was a good match. I'm glad Dawkins and Ford was given a lengthy reign.
Yeah, me too.
Because they held it for quite a while. I'm glad they got a lengthy reign. Then we got Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. This was good. Decent match. Decent. You can't have a bad match.
With these two. Except they had matches that were less good, but this was very good. But still.
Yeah. Then we got Dream versus Pete Dunne versus Roddy.
Oh, good match.
NXT North American title. This was good.
The next match, Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim.
Feel like this could have done with more.
This was nothing. This was just a match.
Yeah, I feel like this just could have done with more.
And this 2 out of 3 falls gimmick match, basically.
Yeah, it was the singles match won by Carl.
Street fight.
Then it was a street fight. Then it was a barbed wire steel cage match.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I like the ending so much where they both. I think it's ironic because in this match, Cole won by falling on Gargano.
Yeah.
In the War Games match, Ciampa won by falling on Cole.
Yeah.
It's a nice little way. Gargano's being desperate. I like this. It's a storytelling point. I like this. I'd say this is.
This went nearly an hour.
I'd say this is top. Give me more.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Good. Because the Mia Yim versus Baszler one was left more to
stuff out. Yeah, it just took stuff out of it.
Yeah. I feel. Yeah. So next
War
up.
Games 3.
War Games.
You're not going to do the proper voice.
War Games!
There you go.
See, did it.
War Games.
This was a return of Balor.
This was not only that, this was Team Ciampa versus the Undisputed Era, wasn't it?
Yes.
Good match.
Right.
Kevin Owens back in NXT. Kevin Owens and Finn Balor on the same night.
Yeah, so this was the women's. This was the first.
Team Ripley.
This was the first women's match. First women's match in
NXT. That was
NXT
match.
So Team Ripley versus.
Why is the man arguing about who's clicking the dog in the fight?
Versus Team Baszler. This was great because Mia Yim was supposed to be in the match.
So this is where Tegan Knox got betrayed.
Yes, yeah, it was because they ended up winning. Ripley and the Ray ended up winning this match by themselves
because Knox was injured.
Because Tegan Knox got injured by Dakota. Because Ripley wasn't hurt. Dakota wasn't Ripley's first choice.
No.
There was a story going into it, and the fact that Mia got a concussion, she got a concussion in the ladder match, so she couldn't go in. And the fact that she's gone in and done this, she's gone in and then turned heel, and now look at her now. It's great, awesome, perfect way to do it.
Future NXT Women's Champion, no?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got Pete Dunne versus Priest and Dane.
This was a good match.
This was good because this determined that the number one contender
for
Survivor Series the next night.
Adam Cole. Good match. Good.
That's a good match. Survivor Series 2019 is the best
Survivor Series ever.
Best Survivor. I wouldn't say ever. I would say the best. I would say the best Survivor Series brand versus brand.
What would you say is the best Survivor Series ever?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, I'll see that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about we'll talk about it in another video. Okay. We'll do ranking for Survivor Series.
The best one.
You've heard it here first.
I think I heard it here first as well. This is kind of my job. So,
well, you've heard it. Yeah, you've heard it from me. And then we got Balor versus Riddle.
This is a really good match.
This is really good because this
showed how dominant Balor can be. By the way, we're coming up to a match in a minute on the next one.
This put Balor back in the driver's seat
showed us
of being in NXT. This showed why Balor should have never left NXT.
This is very much a precursor to his win for the world title.
Agreed.
What kind of matches we would get?
Agreed.
The physical.
Agreed. So we got Team Ciampa versus Undisputed Era.
Kevin Owens came back.
This was perfect because Kevin Owens come back.
It wasn't just Kevin Owens came back. Keith Lee and Dijakovic did their breakout in NXT.
And that pop for KO. The old NXT Titantron. He wore the old NXT top. Mauro Ranallo losing his absolute shit over this.
It's good.
Swore again. I don't care because I enjoyed this freaking match so much. The air raid crash between the two tables. Perfect way to end this match.
Like I said, the way Cole fell into the Gargano.
Yeah. Perfect. I feel like this is best decision ever made.
Yeah, I'd say I'd put this. Where would you?
But do you think it's above the first? Which do you think is above 2018 2018 War Games.
No, I put it up on for Takeover 25.
That Give Me More section is getting bigger.
We've had none in What Were They Thinking and Burnt in Hell.
Yeah, because this is Takeover.
Right. Oh, this part.
Takeover Portland.
This is one of my favourites. Every match I have 3 matches of it. I'd say 5 stars. The opening match between Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah. So Keith Lee versus Dijakovic.
So good.
This was awesome. I love it every time 2 big men do a Spanish fly off the top rope.
Oh, brilliant. And that spot where Keith Lee Dijakovic jumped out of the ring and Keith Lee was sitting by the announce table.
Yep.
And they had to catch him.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Dakota Kai versus Tegan Knox.
Raquel Gonzalez.
This is where, exactly. This is where Raquel.
Was her debut?
This is where Raquel debuted.
Okay.
And now look at her. She's NXT Women's Champ.
A year later.
Yeah. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Where are we next?
This is one of my favourite matches of all time.
Balor versus Gargano.
Wow. Poggers.
The story for this.
Not even that. Do you know what I loved about this match? The subtle details. The way Finn pinned him at the end. He started taking like the legs open and had his hand in his face.
Yeah.
And they just kept it on there, kept talking to him. He's like, yeah, you remember who you are, boy? This is my place. 5-star match. Like me to Trent.
Then we got Bianca versus Ripley.
This is a good match.
Charlotte
came out. I didn't like that. I didn't want Charlotte nowhere near any NXT at this point. But
this was in 20. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot this was 2020.
Yeah, this is the last.
God, this is last year. This is the last. This is the last takeover before COVID.
Yeah. Well, COVID was still a thing, just it wasn't in lockdown.
Yeah, we weren't in lockdown. But damn, this was. I enjoyed it. The only problem like you said, the only problem I have with it is Charlotte Flair coming out and holding the NXT Women's Championship. It's cool. Broserweights versus the Undisputed Era.
This is a really good. This hard hitting. You could all I could hit was this during that match. By the way, you did that.
It was chops. It was snapping the fingers. It was submissions. It was Kyle O'Reilly biting Matt Riddle's feet. Ugh. It was.
That guy at Love Island must have loved that spot.
It was perfect.
It's just confirmed that we watch Love Island.
I don't watch Love Island.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I used to, but then we got Cole versus Champ.
I like this. The only problem was this was like finish essential. Every match was kick out. Every move was kick out.
It was the very
And I think Gargano was the heel when he first started was cringy. So the way Gargano turned heel, there's so much added. Like Undisputed Era. Oh my god, Gargano! No, bang title shot to the face, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, because Gargano come out and this is where he turned.
They thought it was going to even the odds to be actually.
Yeah. I enjoyed this one. I feel like it is Give Me More.
I feel like it's best decision ever made. I feel like it's equal to Philly for me. That's like on the level.
You think it's equal to Philly?
Yeah.
But is it better than War Games 2018?
Mm-hmm. It's better than everything on there except what is not in front of. I'd put it in front of Philly. I'd put it in front of Philly personally.
You wouldn't. But would you put it in front of New Orleans?
No. And this is purely just, but maybe it's because this was the last takeover with fans. Probably.
Yeah. Now we move on to the first takeover.
Oh, this was a mess. I'm sorry, but this is a bit of a mess.
This was.
They worked with what they got, I guess.
That brawl.
That brawl is terrible.
It's so shit. I love matches.
I was kind of in and out of NXT at this point, so I didn't really see anything with Dexter Lumis. So imagine how confused I was when he just pulls up in the car. I'm like, what's Samuel Shaw from TNA doing?
So, first match was a 6-man. Six women even.
Yeah. No, this was okay.
Me and
Shotzi Blackheart, this match was kind of smoking out Gary in Poison Pixie.
Yeah.
I liked the second match a lot.
I love this match.
The way they were spotting the steel steps.
That makes me cringe every time I've rewatched that. That spot on. You've probably, because you're watching this, you've probably seen that spot where he just like.
Damian Priest. Finn Balor puts Damian Priest on the steel steps and his vision just.
It was painful.
Right, I have an issue. This is an issue I want to bring up.
Go on.
You hear the name Johnny Gargano in Takeover, you assume yes, 5-star match, perfect. You hear Keith Lee, like whoa, them together should have had such a good match.
This was too comedy.
Yes.
It was Gargano trying to run away from the.
This should have been Tekka's.
This should have been a big man beating up a little man.
Should have been.
And it was a big man beating up a little man, but it wasn't
funny.
It was too funny. It was like a comical beat.
Yeah.
It was Keith Lee playing around with food for 20 minutes.
Literally. You go to the back block brawl. That was a word. It's almost ruined. And do you know now because of this match? I look at Adam Cole's title run. I think we said it before in our rankings. It's less than what it was.
This ruined it a little bit for me.
Took some momentum out.
Yeah, it did. It took it out. It took me out of it.
Didn't feel like an Adam Cole match.
No. It just.
But the next match though, Karrion Kross versus Tommaso Ciampa.
This was a murder.
This was NXT's version of Lesnar versus Cena.
We witnessed a murder.
Oh, that spot on the ring with his neck. Oh.
It was Ciampa was desperate.
And I remember when Ciampa was beating down on Kross, Scarlett's like, I'll heal you later. I was like, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky man. But yeah, no, this was a good squad, very good squad.
Then we got Io Shirai versus Charlotte versus
Rhea.
Rhea.
I remember about this was when Io jumped off the stage and when Io did the.
I enjoyed this match. The only issue I had with this was Io pinned Rhea, not Charlotte.
I understand why she did it because when she backflipped, her legs hit Rhea's face, did it, not Rhea out. Oh wait, no, Charlotte. I can't remember. I think it was Charlotte. It was. I enjoyed the match. I think it's top of it's okay.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you.
Good.
The cross match was good because it was literally just a 6-minute squash match.
And the Finn Balor and Damian Priest match was also good.
Yeah, and I feel the parking lot brawl, it was just 15 minutes of
shit,
pure poor lighting from cars.
It's like a Fast and Furious movie if John Cena could direct it.
Shit.
Yeah.
It really was. I enjoyed it at the time, but I've watched it back and it was shit.
You know, I actually just had that before because I was like, when we first got in contact around this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't like it.
Because I rewatched it. Yeah. I rewatched it and I was like, it's just shit.
So in the moment, it's fun to get lost in the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was great to get lost in that pay-per-view, but it was shit. It's okay. I
say top of it's okay, but it's your choice.
I feel like it's bottom of it's okay.
Okay, that's fine, and I'm okay with that.
Because I feel like take Brooklyn. Is that Brooklyn 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn 3 is better than.
Okay, all right. So we go to Takeover.
Then we go to Takeover 3. This was good. My only issue I had with this,
the main event,
was the main
and the women's match. The women's title match wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Finn
Balor versus Timothy Thatcher.
This was very, very.
This was good because it was technical. I feel like Thatcher probably could have won this.
I'm glad Finn Balor won though. They needed to get next month and won a title after the month after, didn't he?
Yeah, but we didn't. But this was the other thing as well. We didn't know that he was going to get injured. But again, he had the momentum behind him to prove that he should have won.
Yeah, of course.
But this is the reason we put him on top of
best NXT
top
whenever.
Right, Damien ladder match.
Reed versus Grind versus Gargano versus Dream. I didn't really like it.
I enjoyed this for Bronson Reed.
Oh,
and
that
Priest.
spot he did, that spot Reed did with Lorraine on top of Gargano.
Yeah.
I enjoyed some moments with it, but overall I wasn't. It was headed to the other North American title match, night and day.
Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee.
This was fun.
This was fun. This was fun at celebrity match.
When Pat McAfee did the jump, it was so clearly edited. When he done over the ring, when he jumped out the ring.
Yeah.
And he landed on top of everyone. It was so clearly edited. It cuts to him jumping, then it just cut like him landing.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I enjoyed
the rivalry thing. So
yeah. Io Shirai versus Dakota.
Oh no, yeah, okay, this was good. Yeah, no.
This was good, but I feel like Raquel was being built up more.
Yeah, than her own person in a match.
Yeah.
Like Raquel
And then-
can build up more than the actual competitor.
Yeah. And then Cross versus Keith Lee.
Such a disappointment.
This
Wasn't
was
no one's fault.
this should have just been a squash match.
Yeah, I agree. I think Keith Lee should have kept the title for longer.
I don't.
I think what's the point? You could have just either not given Lee the
Okay,
title and
yeah.
let Adam Cole keep it, lose it to Cross,
Yeah.
or just let Cross.
I feel like this should have been really. I feel like this should have either been a squash match.
Or it should have been Cross versus Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Because Keith Lee, no, what was the point of making the first ever unified champion for a month?
Yeah, and then I'd say this is Give Me More.
I'd say give me more at the bottom.
Bottom of Give Me More.
Or above Rival.
But above Rival.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, above Rival. So yeah, we're good. We've got like 4 to get through. Or 5.
5 opinions.
So next one.
Takeover 31.
Takeover 31. First match on the card. Damien Priest versus Johnny Gargano.
I loved that feud.
I did as well.
Yeah, it was really good. Anything they did was really good together.
I actually miss Priest in NXT.
Oh, me too, man. He was like, especially this Priest.
Yeah, he could have been. I feel like he could have been built up more
He
to.
challenge for the titles. I would love to see.
I feel like we could have had an NXT title run for Priest before he moved up to main roster. I sort of know why he was moved up to main roster, but really shouldn't.
Because his friend Bad Bunny put in a good word for him.
It's literally that.
Kushida and Velveteen Dream was there. It just happened, didn't
It
it?
was just there. I feel like a dream match now. It's just there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the last ever takeover match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Santos
And he lost almost breaking it by Kushida almost breaking his arm.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I watched this one live.
Yes.
I don't know if I did live reactions to this. I'm pretty sure I watched this one live and I was just telling Kushida to break his leg.
Yeah.
Or break his arm. Then we got Escobar versus
Scott.
Yeah,
I remember this.
Scott.
This is a good match. It cemented Escobar champ.
Yeah.
Good match. It was a good match. I didn't like this Io Shirai Candice LeRae match. I didn't like.
No, I feel like they could have done better.
Yeah, that's my issue. But we're not going to talk about negative. We're going to speak about the main event.
We're going to talk about half an hour of an Irishman beating the shit out of a Canadian.
A stoner Canadian. He's clearly that's what you can tell by the way he said it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this,
bro. This is such a good match.
The
ending was a bit rushed. I agree, but that's
the ending was rushed.
Yeah, but the whole oh my god,
his jaw was like.
This was the first ever one of the first ever wrestling matches that made me feel like a fight.
I feel like this should be top of Give Me More.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like this is top of Give Me More because the Shirai versus Candice LeRae could have been more. Oh, it's going to be awkward now. Top of Give Me More.
War Games 4. Team McAfee versus Team versus the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this is fun.
So we got Legado del Fantasma versus. Oh wait, no, that's a dark match. Ignore me. So we got
all the time. Anything you say, just ignore. No, I'm joking.
Right.
I'm joking.
So we got Team Candice versus Team Shotzi. I enjoyed this.
I like the bin spot. And she's like flew like Mary
Poppins. This is one part of this match that really annoyed me. Was you can clearly see Candice LeRae move that chair.
Oh, I know what you're about, yeah.
When she broke her arm.
Yeah.
You can clearly see her move it. So she's on the floor. The actual chair is underneath her to start off with. And then the chair's on top of her the next minute. It was clearly there. Like Tommaso, I enjoyed this match. I still enjoyed it. It was a hell of a match. War Games is always a good match.
Ciampa and Thatcher was a very good match.
Yes.
Brutal.
This was brutal. He did about 70 odd clotheslines to him though.
Yeah, was that the uppercuts?
It was Thatcher is awesome.
Chris Benoit kind of vibes. Not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way, but yeah, I get where you're going, yeah. Then we got Loomis versus Grimes in a strap match.
Yeah.
I hate strap matches. I'm like Ross Tweddell from
I
Cultaholic.
didn't hate the only one I really liked was the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan one.
Yeah, but
that wasn't really a strap match, was it? That was
if you're gonna do a strap match, just do a dog collar match.
You think WWE would ever do that?
Just do a dog collar match. It's basically the same thing. Just do a dog collar match.
Except with dog collar, yes. Brutal.
Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff versus Damian Priest.
Gargano lost the title.
He won it back. Yeah, he won it back because he lost it. No, he won it at Halloween Havoc.
Lost it the next week.
Lost it 2 weeks later to Leon Ruff, and then won it back again.
2 weeks is the next week.
Oh yeah, sorry,
that's fine.
The next week.
And then him and Ruff had a match. Damian Priest interfered. Priest had a match. He interfered. They just led to a triple threat match.
Yeah, it was good.
There was no world title match in this one because Balor was nursing his broken jaw, obviously, which is understandable
which is unfortunate.
Jaw was broke.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Then we got Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee. I loved this match.
Really good. Kyle O'Reilly's coming out match. It was
like hard hitting, and as well, Pat McAfee didn't feel out of place.
He felt like he deserved it. Belonging there. Yeah, definitely. I think that's good. You've got to shine some light on Lorcan and Birch as well.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne finally got a program to do.
Yeah.
Everyone in this match felt important.
Pete Dunne, this is the second War Games match Pete Dunne's been in.
Yes.
Do you feel like this is better than his first performance? No. I feel like it was on
maybe on par.
I feel like the attention was on McAfee more than Pete Dunne. More it was on Pete Dunne. It was more It was more Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee than it was the Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and it broke out. It was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I feel like this is Give Me More.
Yes, I'd say Give Me More, just in front of Brooklyn 4.
In front of Brooklyn 4.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going?
Up. Look at respect.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah. Okay. We got 3 more takeovers to get through. Vengeance Day.
And that's this thing. I think it's going to shock a lot of people. This should be the best decision ever made.
I'm quite inclined to agree with you.
That match. Before we go into it, that match, and that match.
I'm very inclined to agree with you right now.
Wow, most people don't. Okay, so
Dakota. So we'll start off with it.
The Women's Dusty Classic tag match.
Yeah, Emma Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. This was Raquel Gonzalez come out party.
This was her stake for the title.
Yeah, but her pinning
Io Shirai
in War Games was her establishment.
I agree.
Into this Gargano versus Kushida.
Oh wow!
Perfect match.
Yes. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans.
Grizzled Young Veterans.
You got clown book. They're acting like clown book. You have that in there clown book. They're like clown books.
I still feel I feel like GYV need to win those tag titles soon.
They would have something. There's the first of NXT UK tag champs.
Yeah. So Io Shirai versus Mercedes Martinez, Tony Storm. This was all right.
You were biased. You're biased because of how Tony Storm's in the match.
I feel like Storm should have won.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. Because look at her. Storm is awesome.
Yeah, Carmella's really good as well, but I get in trouble saying that.
Shush! She's going to kill me. Storm is awesome. I don't care. Her NXT UK Women's title reign, which is an NXT Championship Tempest. This was great.
It's a good match, but it was just it felt like
it was too short.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
The finish was rushed. And then we got Balor versus Pete Dunne. Technical masterclass.
And the ending with Adam Cole turning heel, proper heel.
This was the end of the Undisputed Era. Boink, super kick. Oh, that was perfect. I agree with you. Best decision ever made.
I think we put this above 25. What do you think?
Above 25.
How do you feel about that?
I agree with you on that one.
They should have called it Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh yeah, they should have called it Valentine's Massacre instead of Vengeance Day.
I do like the name Vengeance Day though.
Yeah, but
that could be like a December, September. You know, it sounds like a September.
Then we get to Stand and Deliver.
There's so many jokes I'm going to make about Callum's one, but I'm not going to do it on camera.
Careful.
I didn't see your one. I said Callum.
So, night one, on the pre-show, Zoe Stark beat Toni Storm.
I like that match.
Shut up, you. Pete Dunne versus Kushida.
Really good match.
This was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Then we got Bronson Reed versus Isaiah Scott. Versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus Leon Ruff. I feel like this went on too long.
I normally like this gimmick, as I said to you the other day, but I just didn't really care about this match.
I feel like this went on too long.
Yeah,
this could have cut out about 5 minutes.
Monster versus Ciampa. WWE or NXT match of the year so far for me. Actually, no, it's my second favorite.
That was scary.
My favorite match. What's your favorite match of the year so far? NXT match. Mine's Cole versus O'Reilly 2.
Mine's Kyle O'Reilly 1.
But Cole O'Reilly 1.
Yeah. We'll get to it. Yeah. So this is all on night one. MSK winning the vacant titles.
They fought
GYV and Legado del Fantasma. The only reason I feel like this was the only reason that they were in this. The only reason this match happened was because Danny Burch got injured.
Yes,
which is very unfortunate. I was very gutted for him because they finally won those tag titles. I feel like when he comes back, he's going to come back looking like a beast.
He always do. NXT, they always want to bring him back. But yeah, no, good.
And then,
I didn't really like the main event of night one. I thought it was underwhelming.
And then Dakota Kai versus Io Shirai.
No. It wasn't Dakota Kai.
Oh, sorry, not Dakota Kai.
Raquel
she was
Gonzalez.
with. Yeah.
But no,
sorry, Raquel.
I thought this match was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
We've gone to night two.
Night two, here we go. So pre-show, we'll talk about it quickly.
Dana Maverick
versus Breezango.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes of fun.
Yeah, that's what these kind of matches should be.
Santos Escobar.
By this match.
This is where I'm going to rant a little bit. Santos Escobar versus John Devlin. Santos Escobar, the interim NXT Cruiserweight champion versus the real NXT Cruiserweight champion, Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin should have fucking won.
I was expecting Sean Rosa or something like that.
He should have won this match. I don't care what everyone else says. I've heard people say, "Oh, they should have never won this. They should have blah 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 blah." Yes, he should have. Yes, he's probably going back to NXT UK. Fine.
Do you remember when Kushida won? He looked at Kushida.
Yeah, because he thought, "Oh yeah, I'll see you soon." But God, you could have had this match. You could have Jordan Devlin still lose to Kushida. Yes, still lose to Kushida, but he could have lost it and pissed off for a while in NXT UK. Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah. Piss off to NXT UK for a bit. Go into the Heritage Cup tournament, get to the final, lose in the final, right? And then he has a claim to come back for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship when the world opens up again.
Which is next week.
Yeah. Next week.
Literally.
It's next week. But still, you could... I feel... Okay, this is a little bit of a hot take now. I feel they're waiting for Devlin to come back.
I think him versus Kushida is going to still be shown.
I feel like they're waiting for him to come back, but I feel like the Diamond Mine feud, the Kushida versus Diamond Mine feud at the minute is kind of almost like a filler feud.
Kushida versus Strong, basically.
Yeah,
I think that's what match 2 was,
and then we got Emma Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus The Way.
Yeah. That wasn't the way to go.
No, it wasn't. It should have never been on.
Gargano and Bronson Reed was so good.
It was good. I feel like Gargano should have won.
No, Reed should have won it.
Reed should have won it because I feel like the title run for Johnny Gargano was getting boring.
If they'd had that cage match here, I'd have been really happy.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Cross versus Balor.
Cross versus Balor, chef's kiss of the match.
Brilliant.
Everyone complains about Cross.
I don't the rose treatment, but people say the same thing about Joe.
I don't get why people. I don't get people why get so pissed off about
because
him.
they fed him. In the next one we'll talk about, they fed him 4 of the biggest wrestlers in NXT. There's no one left.
And then we've got Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole on sanctioned match.
Oh, the brutal. This is like that fight of that honor match. It was like a reversion of that. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. The fact that Cole speared him through the stage.
No,
it was
choking him out.
Yeah, choking him out. It was perfect. And then the fact that Kyle was like,
Kyle Adams was on the chair and Cole had to think right down.
That spot looked awful. I cringed watching that spot.
Yeah. Do you know what? Funny fact, I watched it on Sky. They had that 1 and 2 on Sky, and you know when spots happened in that match, they froze the screen so you couldn't see it. Then they carried it on like there was editing it.
Yeah.
So I had to watch it live on the network as well. Watch the replay where it wasn't edited.
So I feel like this was best decision ever made for both nights together.
Okay, if they were doing that, then it's got to go just behind Philadelphia. No, Phoenix, I think. Behind Phoenix.
Behind Phoenix.
Well, not Phoenix. Portland. Sorry. Oh, these peas. Behind Portland. What do you think? Or is that too high? Do you think?
That's too high.
I don't know because I'm just thinking about the good matches. But yeah, okay.
I feel like second from last is a good choice.
Okay.
That's my decision.
That's my recency bias as well when it comes to
it is a bit recency bias. But now we move on to the last takeover
that's happened.
So far. Takeover in your house 2021. Knocking at your door.
It's Karen Cross. Postman.
So we won't talk about the dark match. Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado del Fantasma. I enjoyed the hell out of this.
I really like this match.
I enjoyed
the bit when Reed ran through Escobar through
He ran through Escobar and ran through the barricade, and it's just my only problem with this match the only problem with this entire takeover was the crowd.
Yeah,
they sounded so dead.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm pretty sure I watched this live.
Yeah, same. You did because he was on. You did
I did live reactions for this.
Yeah.
My brain's all scrambled.
I fell asleep. I got up to the women's match. I watched it again the next day.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It was a good 15 minutes opener. I enjoyed it.
Versus Mercedes Martinez was just there.
It was just there. It was just there. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. The fact that Xia Li did win because she is moving up.
LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. Just there.
I enjoyed this.
Nah, I didn't. I like their new match more than this match. The way Grimes sold that ladder spot though. Was it Grimes or Knight?
No, it was Grimes. He sold like that death.
Yeah, that was good.
Everything in this match was sold like death.
Yeah. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. This is decent.
This was a good match.
It's very good. I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
It was a good way to establish her as a dominant champion.
Yeah, I enjoyed this, and then we get to the main event. I enjoyed this. Yeah. Everyone complains about this.
My only issue is that I understand the reason you gave me for him choking out O'Reilly. Like that was his threat, as he said in the press conference.
He said,
I'm not happy with it. He could have gone for Dunn or just someone else.
I feel like the only reason he said in the press conference,
Kyle O'Reilly was his biggest threat.
O'Reilly was his biggest threat to the title because he's more hungry. He's more. Ever since he's got more to prove. Yeah. Right. That's that. I felt I was inclined to agree with Cross because he has.
I still think O'Reilly if he wanted to burn him.
He will be.
Yeah.
He will be.
So what are we putting this?
We're talking about NXT. We're talking about this before Cross versus Gargano with Joe as special guest.
That's 3 days, 2 days, Tuesday. Today's Sunday. Sunday the 11th day. It's Tuesday. Yeah. That's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So where are we putting this? I'd say we put this to Give Me More at the very top.
Top of Give Me More.
Yeah. What do you feel?
I feel like yes. I feel Reed and MSK versus Legado could have gone a little bit longer.
I would have enjoyed that.
Just a little bit longer. not a massive amount of time longer.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
I feel like I also feel like Xia Li versus Mercedes should have been a squash match.
that should have been either a crucial match or a TV match.
No, I liked it on Takeover, but I think it should have been a squash match. So I feel like this is Topper Give Me More.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is all of them.
Our favourite. So before we go, our favourite takeover is Takeover New York. Our least favourite is Takeover in Your House 1. I feel like
what is your personal favourite takeover?
Oh, New York.
My personal favourite takeover is New Orleans.
So you're number 1 and 2. New York. Purely.
But I feel like I also feel like New York performed better.
I think the reason I prefer New York is because of Volta.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone's kind of like.
Well, this has been a long experience.
Yeah, this has been great actually.
Yeah,
the fact that we've been able to do this live in front of each other, like this, instead of me talking to him in a computer screen,
it's so much easier.
It's so much easier. Exactly. It's so
doesn't mean we're traveling down to you, Callum, when we come to doing it. You can stay.
No. You can travel up to me.
Oh, I don't want Callum near me, mate. No, I'm joking. I love you, really. It's all bad now.
But like we could. I feel like we could talk about NXT takeovers for hours.
We have. Look at the time. Wait, look at the time. We have.
Right.
We was only meant to be here for about half hour, 45 minutes. It's now half hour to kick off.
Yeah. So.
Right, Mum. We'll tag you in this when it gets posted. Thank you for that. Your house.
So that has been our NXT takeover rank them. That has been Jason.
I'm Jason.
I have been Tyler. And we shall see you on the next one.